can seamlessly swap between these modes by hitting the ultimate key again. Magic can swing her big ass sword around, dealing damage to any enemies in range. She can also hold her secondary fire to charge a projectile slash, dealing damage to enemies farther away. A part of Magic's outgoing damage is always converted into bonus health. Magic can briefly phase out of this reality to dodge bullets, and when she comes back, she can either perform a spinning area of effect attack or place a demon that deals melee damage to any nearby enemies. She can also dash in any direction that her crosshair is pointing, and if she hits an enemy, the dash is cut short and they both get launched up into the air. Activating her ultimate turns Magic into Dark Child. Her sword does more damage and adds a bit of damage after each slash. Her sword range is longer and all of her abilities receive buffs. Combining these abilities lets Magic pull off one-shot combos with relative ease, but more on those later. Magneto fires a projectile that explodes on impact after hitting max range. The farther away it travels, the larger the projectile gets. He can also use his stacks, visible under his crosshair, to fire another projectile that deals increasing damage per stack and knocks an enemy back at full stacks. Magneto also has the ability to slowly glide downwards when midair by holding his jump. He can also pull out a shield that blocks all incoming damage and projectiles for a few seconds. It doesn't have any health and won't go down unless interrupted. But wait, there's more. Magneto can also apply a shield to a teammate or himself that absorbs some damage and adds stacks to his knockback ability. After activation, Magneto's ultimate makes him eat all enemy projectiles within range, building a big ball over his head. At any point, you can throw the ball towards an enemy. The more damage your ball has eaten, the more damage the ball does, with astounding damage potential. You can keep track of the ball's progress under your crosshair, but be careful because if it hits 100, the ball will self-destruct. Most of Mantis's kit revolves around life orbs, visible here on your HUD, which you gain by hitting headshots with your primary fire or just over time. Life orb abilities have no cooldowns. Her secondary fire is a targeted heal that heals a little bit and then slowly heals more over time. The instant heal stacks, but the heal over time doesn't. Mantis also has the ability to fire a sleeping spore, which sleeps the first enemy that it hits. Slept enemies can only be woken up if they take enemy damage or if their teammates shoot the Mantis shadow behind them. This does not consume a life orb. Mantis can also consume a life orb to give herself or a teammate a damage boost for a decent amount of time. Mantis will passively heal herself over time whenever she uses an ability that consumes a life orb, and she receives a pretty hefty movement speed boost whenever she doesn't take damage for a few seconds. As for her ultimate, activating this starts an area of effect heal and speed boost that affects both Mantis and nearby teammates, and unlike Luna Snow's ultimate, Mantis can still use all of her abilities and shoot while inside of her ultimate. Moon Knight throws a small moon-shaped thing that bounces between nearby enemies. He can also throw a really big moon thing, which deals a lot more damage but takes a little bit to recharge, and it goes on a cooldown. When using your melee, the third strike will knock the enemy back a little. Moon Knight can also place anks on the floor. Placing an ank near an enemy will knock them up into the air and pull them towards it. Both Moon Knight's primary fire and secondary fire can bounce off of the anks as if they were an enemy. As for movement, Moon Knight has plenty. Not only can he double jump or use a glider, but he also has a grappling hook that can pull him towards the impact point. I found that if you grapple the ground right underneath you, it sort of acts as an instant super jump. Moon Knight's ultimate lets him place an area of effect field where it will rain big hands. The hands deal a lot of damage. You could say that they got hands. Namor can throw a big spear to deal damage against his enemies. His secondary fire lets him charge an even bigger spear that deals even more damage in an area surrounding its impact, but it cannot headshot. Namor can also place squid turrets that attack the nearest enemy. If Namor hits a headshot with his primary fire, then all turrets receive an attack speed buff. Landing a secondary fire big spear will direct all the turrets to fire on the affected enemy. Namor can also enter a safe bubble where he floats up and cannot take any damage for a few seconds. Activating Namor's ultimate lets him spawn a big-ass whale on top of his target area. Enemies within the area will have their movement abilities disabled, and once hit by the whale will get stunned and either take one-shot levels of damage if they are within the inner circle of the ultimate, or a ton of damage if they are anywhere outside of it. Penny Parker can shoot her primary fire launcher without ever needing to reload, shooting slow-moving projectiles that deal decent damage. Her secondary fire shoots out a single web, which either stuns an enemy on hit, or deploys a web strand on top of any geometry that can either be used to conceal her mines or grapple towards. The mines work as any other mines in any other game, and after a brief arm time, they will jump up and explode, dealing damage to any nearby enemies. The damage from the mines can stack, so several mines can instantly take out a squishy target. Using the grapple will pull Penny towards her target position and keep her attached after afterwards. If she is still attached to the web and for some reason goes too far away from it, the web will sling her back into it. To avoid this, she can detach at any time. Penny Parker also has the ability to place a bionic spider nest which covers the surrounding area in webs, with spiders running out of the nest to the nearest enemy inside of this large web. You can extend the web to have the spiders run even farther. Penny also has the ability to run up walls by holding space when walking against them. Penny's ultimate speeds her up and gives her additional bonus health, allowing her to perform a spider sweep with a primary fire which knocks up any enemies that she touches. During the ultimate, she also has the ability to deploy more mines more easily. As she runs around, she also leaves a trail of webs. Psylocke's primary shoots bursts of 2 shotgun-ish blasts, with each hit lowering the cooldown of her abilities by 1 second. Her secondary fire throws a burst of shuriken out, and if you hit the secondary fire again, the shurikens will travel from the previous point of impact to wherever you are aiming. Psylocke can dash in any direction that she points, dealing damage to any enemies that she dashes through. It is worth noting that unlike most of her dashes in the game, Psylocke retains some momentum post-dash, and it just feels really smooth, so I wanted to point it out. She can also go fully invisible for a few seconds, receiving a decent movement speed boost during the ability. Taking damage during invisibility temporarily reveals Psylocke out of that invisibility, but she will immediately go invisible again after. Psylocke's ultimate opens an area of effect surrounding her current position, where she randomly dashes between any enemies in range and dealing massive amounts of damage. Rocket Raccoon's gun has 2 firing modes. The primary fire mode is a machine gun, and the secondary fire shoots a healing ball that bounces around, slowing down and healing any allies that it passes by. Rocket can dash in the direction of the crosshair, and he can carry 2 charges of the dash at a time. If he is midair, he can slowly glide by holding the jump key. Rocket can also run up and run alongside walls by holding the jump key while next to him. He can also place a small machine that immediately respawns the next dying teammate right on top of it, assuming you place it preemptively. It also drops an item such as an armor pack, which gives you bonus health, and rocket boots, which lets you jump really high 1 time. Rocket's ultimate places a machine that significantly raises the outgoing damage of any teammates within range and within line of sight. Scarlet Witch's primary fire shoots a continuous beam towards the closest target to her crosshair. It is pretty lax, so you don't need to commit to aiming fully when playing her. You can kind of just close your eyes and get a few kills. Her secondary fire shoots a projectile that explodes on impact, which is a solid area of effect death. 4 charges of the secondary fire at a time, and dealing damage with your primary fire speeds up that recovery. Scarlet Witch can also turn into a ghost, allowing her to fly around while being unable to take damage. Keep in mind that enemies still can see you and follow you. Scarlet Witch can carry 2 charges of her face at a time. She can also hold the jump key while midair to fall more slowly. Scarlet can also throw a ball that explodes a little bit after impact, leaving an area which keeps stunning any enemy that steps inside of it for a very short duration, about every second. Scarlet Witch's ultimate makes her shout really loud while charging up as you free float in any direction that you want, and any enemies within range and line of sight when the ultimate pops get deleted instantly. Spider-Man's primary attack has him hit the nearby enemies with his fist the first 2 times, with the third one being a kick that deals slightly more damage. If the enemy has the mark, then it will take additional damage from his normal attack. His secondary fire shoots out webs that deal damage over range and apply the mark on his targets. Spider-Man can also pull enemies towards him by hitting visibility, but if they have the mark on them when he activates the ability, then he will pull himself towards them and knock them upwards instead. Keep in mind that pulling into an enemy does not consume the mark in favor of your combos. Spider-Man can also perform an uppercut on nearby enemies, knocking them both up and dealing significantly more damage if they have the mark. Spider-Man can also swing his web, and if you haven't changed any settings, it will automatically pick where it attaches and send you towards where you are aiming. Other movement abilities include wall climbing and running on walls. Spider-Man also receives a Spidey Sense warning if any enemies are around. Spider-Man's ultimate instantly gives him bonus health and then starts dealing damage to any enemies that are inside of his radius. The damage applies a stacking slowing effect, meaning they get increasingly slow the longer they stay inside of the ultimate. If an enemy tanks 20 hits from the ultimate, they get stunned. Squirrel Girl's slingshot fires an acorn that explodes on impact with enemies or after one bounce against the environment, dealing damage to any nearby enemies. Her secondary ability lets her throw a massive acorn that rolls around and stops the first enemy it hits from moving. The acorn throw can be charged, which impacts just how fast it moves. Squirrel Girl can use her tail to instantly dash upwards whether she is on the ground or mid-air. She can also eat a big nut to instantly reload her primary fire and give her the ability to use any of her abilities twice. If the ability she wants to use already is on cooldown, then the one she wants to use gets refunded for 1 use. Squirrel Girl's ultimate sends a horde of squirrels running forward, dealing damage to any enemies that they run through along the way. If the squirrels hit an obstacle, then they will bounce off of it and change direction. Star-Lord's primary fire fires very high damage but short-range rapid-fire blasters. Hitting the secondary fire will make him dodge in the direction that he's moving, making him invulnerable during the animation while also reloading his weapons. Star-Lord can keep 2 charges of his dash at a time, so they can be activated one after another. Star-Lord can also pop a flight, which sends him flying in whichever direction the crosshair is pointing. This can be combined both with the dodge, where it resumes the flight after the dodge's animation is finished, and his spinny ability, which deals damage to any targets within the range of Star-Lord. Activating his ultimate lets Star-Lord start flying and gain an aimbot, which out-damages his other abilities, most importantly because the damage fall-off affects him way less during the ultimate, giving him a much better damage effectiveness over the longer ranges. Storm is another flying hero much like Iron Man. Her primary fires wind blades that pierces enemies. Her secondary fire launches a lightning strike which deals damage to any enemies in front of her. Storm is always surrounded by a big storm which either provides a movement boost or a damage boost to her and her teammates. You can easily swap between the 2 storms with the press of a button. The UI always shows which type of storm you have active as well as the amount of allies and enemies within its range. Storm can also level up the power of her storms for a few seconds, in which case the movement storm speeds up teammates even more while slowing enemies, and the damage storm raises the damage of allies even more while also striking enemies with thunder every few seconds. Activating Storm's ultimate lets you decide where you want to land, after which you teleport to the center of your reticle, dealing an insane amount of damage to any nearby enemies. During the ultimate you also gain bonus health to stop you from, dying instantly. The Punisher has a hit scan primary weapon assault rifle without any recoil, but a little bit of bloom. Punisher can swap to his shotgun at any time, dealing a ton of damage, especially against tanks and close range. Both the assault rifle and the shotgun can headshot for insane amounts of damage, with over 280 damage per shot for the shotgun if the enemy is close enough and you hit all headshots. Punisher can fire a smoke grenade that blocks any vision, which also leaps him backwards. The smoke grenade couples very well with his passive that highlights enemies that disappear behind cover for a few seconds. The Punisher can also fire a grappling hook that he either can jump off of or attach to at a later point in time. He can also create a big beefy turret that fires explosive rounds, but unlike the rest of his kit, the turret's bullets are projectiles. The Punisher's ultimate makes him yell really loud before pulling out 2 Gatling guns with an insanely high damage per second. As long as the ult is active, it will also keep firing tracking missiles on any nearby targets in front of you. 4 smacks enemies with his big mallet. Most of his abilities don't have cooldowns, and instead they use 4 force, visible under his crosshair, to cast. You can recharge 4 force by smacking enemies with the hammer or casting a thundercloud where you stand. The more enemies hit by the cloud, the more 4 force you get. 4 can also power up and change his primary attack from throwing a hammer to throwing lightning for a few seconds. 4 can also throw the big hammer, after which it returns to him. The thrown hammer will deal damage to anyone it touches as it returns. He can also dash in the direction of the crosshair. The longer he holds the dash key, the further the dash builds up. Enemies caught in the dash will follow him for the entire duration of the dash. 4's ultimate launches him up in the air, where he floats for a few seconds before slamming down and dealing significant damage once he lands. Venom's primary fire shoots tentacles towards the crosshair. He can also use the same tentacles to attach himself to any enemies within range, slowing them down. If the enemies stay within range for long enough, they take additional damage. Like Spider-Man, Venom can crawl around the walls as well as stand up to start sprinting, but that's not the only thing that they have in common. Venom can also use his web to swing around, but once he is midair, Venom can also slam where he is aiming. Enemies take more damage in the center of the slam, and no matter what, if they are within range, they're going to be knocked up upon hit. But Venom is a lot tankier than Spider-Man. They can also convert the entire amount of their lost health into additional bonus health. Venom's ultimate makes them dive into the ground, making them untargetable until they re-emerge again. Any enemies caught within the big chomp will lose half of their health and take some additional damage. All of the damage dealt from the big chomp is converted into even more bonus health for Venom. Winter Soldier can fire his revolver, which deals a ton of damage per shot but only carries 3 rounds per magazine. The bullets explode on impact, dealing additional damage to anyone who might be behind the target. Every time Winter Soldier uses an ability, then it reloads his weapon and gives him additional bonus health. Bucky can also charge a hook that pulls enemies towards him. The longer you charge it for, the farther the hook goes. He can also dash in the direction of his crosshair, grabbing anyone that gets close enough on the way and then uppercutting them once the dash finishes. He can also send a big ball that deals damage to and pierces through enemies. Winter Soldier's ultimate floats him up into the air and then letting him choose somewhere to slam down. If the enemies fall under 20% health after their ultimate damage, then they will instantly die. Landing a kill with his ultimate resets the cooldown. Enemies that can be he can also dash in the direction of his crosshair, grabbing anyone that gets close enough on the way and then uppercutting them once the dash finishes. He can also send a big ball that deals damage to and pierces through enemies. Winter Soldier's ultimate floats him up into the air and
Marvel Rivals. Today, we are going to try ranked.
I usually get worse at video games the more I play them. I know it might sound really dumb,
But like the more that I think, the worse my thinking is. Yeah, and so like I'm good whenever I'm not having to like make any decisions, right? Team is unbalanced? Yeah, definitely. Wow, brain rot? Yeah, no, like no doubt. Like I'm not even kidding. Like that's actually how my brain works. You're trying too hard? Yeah, like basically like my thinking is I only do well when I'm not thinking, if that makes sense.
Pick your hero.
Okay, let's go ahead and play this guy.
I'm the Punisher.
Yeah, I don't care about thinking? Yeah, exactly. I can't make any decisions, do any of that shit. If I do, I totally fall off. I do well when I'm not thinking, if that makes sense.
Pick your hero.
Okay, let's go ahead and play this guy.
I'm the Punisher.
Yeah, I don't care about thinking? Yeah, exactly. I can't make any decisions, do any of that shit. If I do, I totally fall off.
Welcome to the Scuffed Gokanaru Christmas live stream. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm stealing your packages. I'm gonna steal your face. Merry Christmas, everyone. Here's the catch of this stream, okay? It is Scuffed Secret Santa, all right? Which means I got a gift for one of my brothers, and each of them got a gift for one of us, and the total amount of the gifts can't equal more than $2.50. This is gonna be a very fun stream. I hope you guys stick around.
I'm dumb. Over it.
It is Scuffed Secret Santa, all right? Which means I got a gift for one of my brothers, and each of them got a gift for one of us.
Today I will show you how to make sausage egg McMuffins that you can store in the freezer, and each contains 35 grams of protein. First up, let's make the eggs. For every McMuffin, you will need to prepare one whole egg. For this recipe, I'm going to meal prep 8 in total, so take out 8 large whole eggs. Now, you will need a big blender or a food processor for this. Cracking all of the eggs, my blender has a 750 milliliters capacity, which is big enough for 8 eggs. If you have a smaller one, you might need to blend 4 eggs twice, so please check this before you start a recipe. To add a bit more protein, add in cottage cheese. This is a ridiculous protein source with over 13 grams of protein and only 60 calories. Add 200 grams of cottage cheese to the blender, which is 25 grams of cheese per egg. Next, add one of my absolute favorite ingredients, and it's gochujang. This is a spicy chili paste and will add a ton of flavor to the eggs. 40 grams or 5 grams per egg goes into the bowl, and lastly, add freshly ground black pepper. No salt is needed here as the gochujang already has salt in it. Blend this on high for about 30 seconds until it becomes a frothy consistency. So I like to use these meal prep containers for this. They are the perfect size to bake 4 eggs in. However, you could also use a bigger baking sheet. Keep in mind that if you use a bigger sheet, the eggs will spread over a larger area and thus be larger but also flatter. Take 2 meal prep containers and distribute the eggs equally into both. This now goes into a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 F for 17 to 20 minutes. In the meantime, you can prepare the sausage. You will need 75 grams of ground meat per serving, so in my case 600 grams for 8 servings in total. You can either use turkey or also extra lean ground beef. They both have similar macros and taste good in this recipe. Add a strong pinch of salt, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and 2 teaspoons of paprika. Mix the meat and incorporate all of the seasoning, and then place the bowl on a scale. Now, you need to take out 75 grams at a time and roll the meat into a ball. This is a similar technique to making smashed burgers, and it is also the easiest way to do this. After forming 8 meatballs, take out English muffins, or as they're called in Germany, American toasties. The ones I'm using weigh 50 grams each and have 120 calories, not bad for bread macros, and they also taste quite good. They only need 2 minutes in the toaster oven, but what I like to do is to open 8 muffins and place them with the inner side up on a baking sheet. At this stage the eggs should be ready, so take them out of the oven, and now I will simply add the baking sheet with the muffins at the very top of the oven and bake them under the broiler for 2 minutes, just so they get some nice golden brown color. This will add some crunch and also additional flavor. Then remove them from the sheet, and now optionally you could add 10 grams of light mayonnaise as the base on every muffin. Light mayonnaise has about a third of the calories of regular mayo and tastes good here, but you don't need to use it. In fact, I won't. So with a spatula, release the eggs from the edges. Now cut the egg mixture into 4 equal sized rectangles and then place them on top of the muffins. Next you need to add cheese. Here I have 8 slices of American cheese. Each one has about 50 calories. Top every egg with 1 slice before cooking the meat. For this, prepare a big pan, place the meat on your left and 4 of the muffins to your right. Add a bit of oil to the pan on medium heat and place a meatball in. Press it gently flat. You don't need to make super flat smashed burgers here, just press them to a centimeter or half an inch thick. Make 4 patties and let them sit in the pan for 2 minutes. Then flip the meat, and I like to close the lid so the meat gets cooked through a bit faster for about 2 minutes. Remove the meat from the pan and add them on top of the muffins. Do this with all 4 patties and repeat with the other 4. Let them cool down for about 10 minutes, and to store them, place 4 into a Ziploc bag with a little space between each other and store them like that in the freezer or in the fridge if you plan to eat them in the next couple of days. If you want to eat one, take it out of the freezer, place it on a plate and then microwave at medium to medium-low heat for 5 minutes so it can defrost properly and doesn't burn with still frozen eggs inside. Each of these McMuffins come in at 390 calories with 35 grams of protein. If you like this recipe, you need to check out my cookbook with over 200 low-calorie high next couple of days. If you want to eat one, take it out of the freezer, place it on a plate and then microwave at medium to medium-low heat for 5 minutes so it can defrost properly and doesn't burn with still frozen eggs inside. Each of these McMuffins come in at 390 calories with 35 grams of protein. If you like this recipe, you need to check out my cookbook with over 200 low-calorie high.
People preying on the downfall of Jack Doherty and people not yet preying on the downfall of Jack Doherty, welcome to a brand new video. Let me introduce you to one of my favorite supervillains on the internet. A good supervillain is the type of guy that sometimes they're just completely unlikable and you just get to give them a nice fucking slap to the face without feeling bad about yourself at all. Now, there are 2 types of supervillains out there, all right? One type of supervillain is the type that's like incredibly fascinating, so many layers, kind of like onions. It's brilliant. It is so cool. The other type of supervillain is just a completely, unbelievably monstrous individual that you just want to see them get absolutely cooked. You just want to see them get annihilated. Allow me to introduce you to Jack Doherty. This is Jack Doherty. For those of you that are unaware, this is actually an actual image of Jack Doherty. You should know him. You should be aware. Oh no, never mind. There's an AI filter on. Yeah, no, wait. There's an AI filter on that one. That's Jack Horner. That's Jack Horner. That's a whole other guy. Okay, that's Jack Horner. All right. This is Jack Doherty. I know. They are so easy to confuse with each other. They are literally the same character. Literally the same guy. They are the same guy. They look the same. They feel the same. They're squishy. And you literally have zero remorse from literally punching either of them in the face. They have the most punchable faces out there. Now, Pack God destroyed Jack Doherty the other day.
Yeah.
Managed to somehow get him in a call and pack him. And I'll talk more about that in an instant, but I want to catch you up on exactly who this supervillain is just for a second.
Yeah, watch
this is Jack Doherty crashing his McLaren while texting and driving in the rain. I'm going to mute it for copyright purposes. Don't want to get my ass handed to me on copyright. He's speeding on the highway in the rain on his phone. He loses control of this fucking $300,000 supercar, and he ends up completely fucking destroying it.
Hey, Michael.
Michael!
Are you okay?
Bro, look at his friend!
Holy fuck. Oh my god, bro.
So not only did he endanger every single person on this highway, and when I say every person on this highway, I include himself, I include his friend. This is borderline attempted murder. This is fucking despicable shit. Like, oh my god.
My whole fucking car, bro. No fucking way.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I do not like the idea of driving distracted and endangering the lives of many people, but now in retrospect, that everyone's kind of okay. Look at this L! Look at this massive L that just happened on screen right here.
Oh my gosh. There's no fucking...
Bro, he literally turned his car into like a fucking pancake. It's awesome.
Michael, do you have film on that phone too?
And the first thing he says is, make sure you're filming on that phone too. Yep, that's the first thing he says. Make sure you're filming. Make sure you're filming. Anyway, here's another angle, and it's even worse.
Oh, ha! Break the fucking window! Oh, help! Oh, fuck, can you hold this? Oh, fuck. Oh.
All right, so that behind him is his friend, covered in blood, by the way.
No, my fucking car, bro.
His friend, who, by the way, is covered in blood and potentially dying in the other seat. And here you got fucking Jack Doherty complaining about his car.
Bro.
Looking into the camera while he's saying it so he can get some views.
Oh, fuck.
Here you got nice, good people just pulling over to help this guy.
Dude, my fucking car.
Meanwhile, his friend is still in the car, bleeding everywhere.
Holy shit, no.
Oh shit, no, this is Ozed. And of course, there was this update that heartbreaking news. Unfortunately, Jack Doherty found alive after his car crash at the age of 20. Listen, I'm sorry to break this news to you. Not every story has a happy ending. Not every story has a happy ending. Heartbreaking news. Jack Doherty found alive. Listen, I just subscribe for this tragic news for sure. For real, for real. Anyway, this is not how Jack Doherty became rich. He is not rich because he's some crazy cool streamer guy that has supercars and is famous. He is rich because he's a pimp. Because he pimps out 18-year-old OnlyFans girls on his stream. Like, dude, this is every stream. Him surrounded by a bunch of OnlyFans girls that he traffics. I mean, that he gets to basically whore themselves out to his child audience, and he gets a cut of all their OnlyFans earnings.
Pop a tit.
I would, but
Pop a tit, girl. And this is obviously all scripted too. He uses this to promote these people.
I'll actually flash my.
Do it.
Don't play with me because I.
That's what I told him. Do it. Go. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Jack Doherty, an 18-year-old who is literally pimping women out to his child audience. Okay? Like, this is insane. Not to mention the fact that he also does insane amount of promoting of gambling. I just want to give you the broad strokes on who this despicable, disgraceful excuse for human oxygen. All right? Honestly, the ozone layer is not getting ruined so this bitch could breathe. All right? Again, not wishing him any harm or anything, but I am saying it's very funny when he takes L's. And he just took the biggest L of his career. After all this, car accidents, gambling, pimping, getting banned on every fucking platform, his career is finally over. Pat God dropped the video, Pat God versus Jack Doherty. And I think this is the actual end of this man's career. He will never survive from this. And I didn't watch this video yet, but I know that Pat God packs fucking heat.
Yeah.
So anyway, shout out to Boobs, and let's go.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And well, guys, it is that time of year where
I'm so fucking ready, bro. I can't believe Pat God actually managed to get this guy in a call and to dismantle him.
Person on the internet most deserving of a roast will finally meet their demise.
Let's go!
I'm pretty sure most of you are familiar with Jack Doherty, a man known for his multiple despicable scams, texting while driving.
Oh, right! I totally forgot! He also promoted an insane amount of alleged crypto scams, too. I totally forgot about that whole arc. This dude has done, he has literally speedrun every insufferable thing you could do on the internet to get to this point. This guy, like, he hides behind his bodyguards and get them to just randomly bully random fucking people. Holy schmuckles.
Driving, then crashing in a McLaren, pimping out 18-year-old girls to OnlyFans contracts, and then proceeding to promote them to his fan base of children, and much, much more.
Yeah.
Well, recently, I had reached out to his manager and asked if—
oh my fucking God, he actually got him in a call? There's no way. There is no way.
he would be down to do an interview for a documentary I was doing on upcoming young content creators, and surprisingly, he actually said yes. And let's just say things got a bit heated in the call. The following footage is—
oh my God, he actually got him! He actually got him! Oh my God, I am so ready. I never thought this day would come. I don't know how Pat God keeps grabbing. For those of you unaware, what Pat God does is he'll get some random people in calls. All right, he'll get some people in calls, and he will annihilate them.
Roast
He
them.
will annihilate them, bro.
Roast them.
He got EDP. EDP, the pedophile. Pat God versus Emo.
You put a
Girl.
balloon on your head and thought it was a do-rag, boy. Get your stinky ass. You ain't got wave.
Put a balloon on your
You're
head.
so irritating,
Thought
bro.
it was
Why
a
can't you just
do-rag.
crawl back in the hole you were
shit.
born out of, bro?
All right. Anyway, bro actually just goes out there and annihilates these random people on the internet.
He's pretty good
Like,
at it.
Destroys them. They never show their faces again after he goes after them. Like, he just goes out there and destroys people. Like, I saw there was this one where their mom came in and it actually ruined everything, bro.
Why
Yeah.
keep running around with these Pat God profile pictures, man? It's so cringe.
Bro, what are you even saying, bro? Do you see yourself in the camera right now?
Damn.
I do. I
Do
do.
I sound like a kid? Does this sound?
You kid impersonating someone trying to be Pat God.
Who in your cereal this morning? What the fuck?
No.
Why are you so mad? I literally I didn't even say anything to you. You're just immediately just like,
It's just cringe.
yeah,
Okay, attack
yeah.
me.
Now,
You won't. You won't. You're
Bro, he didn't even prepare this shit. Are you ready?
dare you. Do it. Like,
you know what? Fuck this, bro. I'm gonna summon the combined virgin power of one of your only
She asked for it.
Only fans, your parents got the voice called at Clash of Clans. You got the IQ of a
Dog, dude. Oh my God. Bro.
Your dad's name's Bernie Bullock. I top of hard. Your phone died, so you start getting in your backyard. I don't hear what you're saying. It's all you got arrested for pollution. Your head's currently starting a revolution at school. You suffer from severe exclusion, and your father is no more than a fucking optical illusion.
Her dad's an optical illusion. You don't understand this guy. This is a level of roasting that people do not come back from.
No.
How did he put this together on the spot?
Oh my money off my OnlyFans. Okay, but how does your family look at you while you eating dinner on Thanksgiving?
God damn! Oh my God, bro!
Hey, you were the girl at the 2013 Special Olympics losing a fencing match.
God, dude, this is insane. Oh my God. An intellectual clout-chasing tampon. Bro, she asked for it. She asked for it, dude.
Stop playing me, what did you say? You spent 3 hours saying I'm not a robot, Discord capture and still fail. Your robotic brain, genetically, this is just biological hazard. This ain't playing in the end credit scene at your grandfather's funeral. 2 tater tots working on a... Look at him, I swear I was pushing them. The evidence is all here. Come over. Stand up and allegiance to the refrigerator. What are you saying?
Allegiance to the refrigerator.
The source of bronchitis. You uploaded a face of it on YouTube and it got AIDS.
Oh, she just came to sell her nudes, and she got her face reveal age restricted.
Brushing your teeth and cologne in your mouth. Turn notorious your town for wiping your ass with a deodorant stick. What are you saying?
I actually don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up. Cook yourself, man. I don't give a shit.
Eggs, bacon, grits, sausage. The cockroaches in your bedroom held you hostage. Ask your dad to commute to
How is he doing this?
You say you was in the Apple store asking where the bananas were. Then say you better get your...
Yeah, anyway, this guy is probably the most... This video has 18 million views, in case you were aware. The man puts together the most insane roasts of all time. I'm very excited to see him take Jack Doherty to the fucking cleaners.
Everything that occurred during this interview, but first, I must quickly let y'all know
I
that...
just had to introduce you to the fucking fighters before we get into this new Smash Bros stage.
Come on! No!
I am not doing a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor right here. No! Yeah, Raid Shadow Legends. All right, interview time. Are you ready, baby? Are you ready, dude?
So, one thing that a lot of people were asking about, that I'll just relay for you is,
I also love that he's the avatar of King from One Punch Man.
your primary source of income. Where would you say you make the most amount of
I can't believe he actually got an interview with Jack Doherty and he's gonna obliterate him. I literally can't believe it.
money on the internet? If you don't mind disclosing that. If you do, that's all.
I'm pretty sure you're digging for the OnlyFans answer. No, I'm kidding, but obviously, it's
Nah, I'm kidding.
not like, so that's not known. But yeah, a decent amount of my money comes from OnlyFans management,
He's a pimp, all right? You're a pimp, 18-year-old pimp.
and that's
Pimping out bitches to your fucking underage fans. Let's go.
Of things, but also
How does he have no shame saying this shit? How do you have no shame saying this crap?
a decent chunk of it. My monthly income comes from my own stuff. You know, I have a Kick deal. I have a gambling
Isn't he fired from Kick? I'm pretty sure he's fired from Kick.
deal. I have a YouTube channel, and
Isn't his channel dead? Like, am I an idiot here? Jack Doherty. All right, so he has 15 million subscribers because he popped off when he was a kid for being cringe. Of course, he gets married every 2 days for clickbait. 1 day, 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 month. I mean, I crashed my McLaren. Fuck, dude, that's his biggest video. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm going broke. I believe it. I believe it. Yeah, these videos aren't paying for the cars he's destroying. He did 3 videos on crashing his McLaren. That's insane.
a bunch of other stuff. So I make enough money, you know, off just myself. But yeah,
Okay.
I also run a business because it helps me fund everything else I do, you know?
Absolutely, man. So I wanted to mention, I wanted to, talk on that fact. So you said you had a gambling deal. Is that what the website?
No, I mean, I was about to work with them, but I ended up just going with a different company. Like, I literally just locked it in last
So
week.
awesome. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to get paid to stream yourself gambling, correct?
Basically.
Okay, and do you have some sort of code where like someone can sign up with your code and then you'll get a percent of
That's the question.
of that?
What are you, the feds?
What are you, the feds? I don't know how this guy has so much clout in his mind. He's such a clout hungry little fucking cock gobbler that all Pat God needed to say was, hey, I want to interview you for a documentary, and dude literally showed up for this shit. This is like unbelievable.
I'm just
Whenever someone says, what are you, the feds, they know they're in the wrong.
wondering. I mean, do you have a code? Because I mean, there's a lot of ethical issues people have with people.
No, I
that
actually I don't have a code yet. We haven't even figured all that out yet, but it's more of like, I just rock the brand, you know? I don't even gotta gamble. I don't like gambling. I'm not really for gambling.
So why are you doing a gambling?
So he's doing a gambling sponsor, promoting gambling to his child audience, but he doesn't like gambling. All right.
Deal then. Because I'm
Money, you know, I think I'll do things for money, but
For money. Well, at least he's honest about it, I guess.
No, but so you say you don't like gambling, but you're willing to do it just
I
for
don't like
money.
Jack Doherty, but I got a call with him. No, I'm kidding, but
No, it's just
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Do you feel like it may be a negative thing by any chance to promote gambling to especially, a younger audience, considering the fact that it may cause them into signing up onto these gambling sites and becoming gambling addicts themselves?
Valid question, I'd say. Dude is like a complete degenerate piece of shit.
Yeah.
But you want to at least not do that to other people?
I mean, as long as they use my code, I'm completely okay with it.
Oh my god, he is so insufferable. He is literally so insufferable. As long as they use my code to make me money, I am okay with them becoming gambling addicts.
Yeah.
Dog!
So you're okay with them developing a gambling addiction as long as it financially benefits
Say just kidding.
yourself?
But I don't think I'm
Just
gonna be
kidding.
starting anyone's gambling addiction. I'm not going that deep into.
That literally is the point of why do you think they're paying you? Jack Doherty, if that's even your real name. Do you know how money works? If they're paying you millions to promote this to people,
Yep.
then they're expecting to make more money than they spent on you from your audience. Like, dog, holy shit.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You're scamming little kids. You're turning out little kids for gambling and turning them out for sex and porn. It's bad, dude. Terrible. You shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. Goblin. God damn Christ.
Bro, I'm just trying to get a bag.
But if you get
No, I'm kidding. He actually said it. He actually says it every sentence. I'm trying to get a bag. No, I'm kidding.
well,
I mean, at the end of the day,
I'm just curious, why do you keep saying
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
something and then saying I'm just kidding?
Oh, fantastic question, Pat God.
they control people.
Guilty. He keeps announcing that he's announcing it, but then he's like, well, allegedly. If he doesn't get in trouble. It makes sense to me.
You online, if I'm gonna get someone if I don't get someone into gambling because of my videos, then someone else is gonna get that person into gambling.
That is a fucking retarded take. Yes, I'm selling drugs to children, but if they wouldn't get their drugs from me, they would just get their drugs from somewhere else. So me being a drug dealer is ethical. Damn. Fantastic logic, broccoli head. Your stupidity hurts my brain.
But you can influence what people do online, right? Like you can influence
for
someone. Like
sure,
somebody
but,
can be like,
That's why they're paying you, bro.
I'm Jack Doherty's biggest fan. I'm watching Jack Doherty gamble right now. This looks so cool. So now I'm going to go gamble myself. And I may be using money that I don't have because I'm not rich like Jack Doherty and I'm not playing with house money like Jack Doherty.
I know not to gamble. Obviously I have a lot of money and I don't gamble. Like,
What the fuck logical argument is this? It's like, I don't care if I get people addicted to gambling because I don't gamble.
It's like
But
you just
so
gotta
you agree that
act like
gambling is
you
you think that gambling is a stupid thing to do, correct?
Sure.
So why
Oh
would
my
you willingly
God.
promote that to your fans?
Because they're paying him for it and he has no soul.
It's simply money. About money.
Dude, I would argue
What he's gonna break down in a second. I already watched this.
becoming an OnlyFans simp is not a good thing either, and he promotes that. Like, I would argue his lifestyle isn't good, and he promotes that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a complete fucking piece of shit.
Because why not? No,
Degenerate.
I'm kidding.
Why not?
No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I'm kidding.
Why not? No, I'm kidding. Never, dude. You're a clown.
Dude, can we bring bullying back, please? Can we please bring bullying back? Why not? Oh my god! You're destroying people's life. Why are you doing that? Why not? Just kidding.
But like, I mean,
Wait,
there's a lot of
can I ask you a question? Why do you is that like
do I promote? Do I not promote OnlyFans as well? Like,
Yeah! That's also pretty freaking scummy if you ask me. Dude's promoting OnlyFans to a child audience? That's kind of gross. Yeah, good point. Good point, Jack. There are many reasons why I don't like you and I prey on your downfall.
I mean, for that too, dog. I haven't even started this gambling thing.
Hey, Luigi Mangione, this guy's the CEO of his company, Jack Doherty. I'm just saying, I don't want no smoke here, but I'm pretty sure he is the CEO. Anyway, that was a joke. I don't actually want to wish any harm on him. That was literally a joke. Not wishing harm. Just hope he fucks around and finds out a little bit every once in a while. Hope he doesn't bring harm to people around him. I will prey on his downfall.
Yeah.
Oh my. Well, maybe I'm trying to help prevent.
Devastating news. Jack Doherty found alive after a car accident. Dude, is my content getting darker and darker as I get canceled more and more? Am I becoming more and more radicalized? Making enemies just makes me more evil. You know what? Fuck it.
You from doing it. Maybe I'm trying to help you see some reason with the whole gambling thing. Just because I personally know people that have ruined their entire lives over gambling.
Trust me, I know too. I help people around me too that have the same problem.
This guy knows people around him that had their lives ruined by gambling, and his attitude of promoting gambling to children is fuck it, why not? Are you recognizing this? Are you seeing what's happening? Like, what? What? How little empathy can a human have?
I know, but you just...
He's like, yeah, well, I'm also a child trafficker, so I don't really care about promoting gambling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't want to work. He doesn't know how to work. He's going to be the bottom line of everything if he goes into the workforce. He's not. He's fluffing everything up and pretending like he's something that he's not. Because he's been running on this shit since he was a child. He doesn't know anything else. This is it. He knows how to influence people and scam people. Well, not even influence them to do anything good. Just simply selling them whores.
But do you see why that's so...
I'm right back in once I get my code.
Yeah, okay.
They say 99% gamblers quit right before their biggest win, huh? I'm kidding.
Oh my
I'm
god, 99% of gamblers quit before their biggest win. Nah, I'm kidding. Dude, every sentence this guy says make me hate him more. Oh my god.
Yo, don't put that in there.
Nah, it's alright.
Don't put that in there. Yeah, fuck you, bro. That's in there.
Well, I mean, you're just kidding, right? So, I mean,
You're
how
just
can
kidding,
anybody
so-
possibly fault you for anything you say if you're just
If
kidding
you're
with
just
everything you
kidding.
say, right?
Exactly, bro. Case closed.
Case
I mean,
closed.
where'd you learn
See?
that? Like, did you learn that from somewhere? Did you pick it up, or did
Just
you
pick it
create
up from
that
law
yourself?
school.
Did your dad say he loved you once, and then it just kind of went from there? Like, where?
Did your dad say he loved you once and then said just kidding, and well, that became his whole personality? God, dude, this kid's fucking family hates him at this point. This dude does not go to Thanksgiving.
Where'd you learn that catchphrase?
You know, he pulled it just kidding right away.
Yeah, a little too real.
I don't know, man.
Okay, well, let's move on real quick. So, a lot of people have, you know, some fault with you promoting OnlyFans to young children. What would you say to these people who'd say that, you know, that's an irresponsible thing to do? You know, making videos for young children with editing that's stylized for young children, and then at the end of these videos, what you're doing is promoting fee. What do you say to that?
Great question.
Business,
dog.
What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do about it? Dude, this is fucking unbelievable.
That's-
like, how often do you see, like, pure evil?
I mean,
like, dude,
technically, any kind of corporation is going to do this. They'll kill, cutthroat, get anything just to promote their business. He's not wrong. Business, and it's dirty. Business has no morals. Whoever's making the most. I mean, you should do business and conduct business ethically, but whatever.
This guy actually is the fucking Puss in Boots villain. Like, I don't understand. Like, this guy has zero conscience, zero morals. Like, how do people act? I am shocked that there are people like this. He knows he's the villain.
It's just business.
Yeah. I'm kidding.
No.
Oh my fucking god, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Oh my lord.
Okay, Jack, come on, man. Come on. Just how about you just say it, but then stand by it. Just say it's just business, and then be like, it's just business. Just say, just be like, look, I'm gonna promote.
It's just like at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and
just be like, I'm gonna promote to kids because I want to make money, and that's it, right?
I'm kidding. All right, ready? You don't gotta look at it like that. There's a million people online that are social media influencers, and they do OnlyFans. Like, people that you don't even think do it. Like,
would you?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not sure why that's an argument, dude.
that's fine, but that doesn't mean you need to peddle it to children. And you don't need to push it at all on the internet. It could be in its own separate corner. It does not have to be exacerbated by your ploys to. God, you're an embarrassment to humanity.
Dude, he knows he's a villain. He's a lame villain. He's the villain that everyone cheers when that villain gets their ass handed to them by the heroes. He is the villain that I will make content of and literally capitalize on his downfall. But this is insane.
You say that if you were to look in the mirror right now and you see yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm proud of who I am today, would you say that or not? And just be honest with me.
For sure, I definitely would say I'm proud of who I am today. You know, obviously, everyone makes mistakes in life. You got to learn from them. Every time I make a mistake, I analyze what I did wrong, and I'm like, let me make sure that never happens again because I don't want to be in that same situation.
You made 3 videos about crashing your car. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, dude, you were literally speeding on the highway in the rain on your phone, crashed your car, and almost killed people around you. Like, dog, your mom should have swallowed.
Now, all right. Now, I like, this is the last time I'll say this. I don't want to sound like a broken record.
I think we need listen, we need to bring abortion laws, like, into the forefront of today's public conscience. Can we do, like, a 94th trimester abortion on this motherfucker, please?
But
that was a joke. Just kidding.
Since, you know, I admit it, you admit it, our fan base is made the majority of kids. Do you think that it would be unwise to promote gambling and OnlyFans?
Bro, I haven't even gotten a penny from this gambling deal yet, dog. Why are we still on this topic?
All right, can you calm down?
He accepted it,
buddy.
Right. Nah, I don't know why.
Wait, were you
kidding? He's kidding. Go. He's kidding.
Wait, please tell me you were just kidding there when you got angry, right? Were you just kidding?
Nah, I was just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't getting angry, bro.
I
I'm
hope
just
you're
helping
just kidding,
you.
right? No. How about you back up? You're getting a
oh my god,
bit close. Right? I can see your.
I'm gonna get my security guard, dog.
I can see your butt chin in the camera. I'm good off that, little bro. I don't need to see that. Okay.
I'm gonna go get my security guard. Oh my. What's the second or two? You're on the internet. Talking to somebody over a video IP.
Let's move on.
Oh god, font changed. He's gonna start the roast, isn't he?
So let me ask you one really important question, okay? Why do you think you're famous? What are the
great question.
Good attributes
you have that got you this point today?
I mean, I've been doing this shit since I was 12 years old. You know,
He was literally brought up by the internet.
Yeah.
He is the internet's mistake.
Learn over the course of the past 8 years and just taking everything I've learned and applied it, and it works. You know.
Oh god.
It's
chaos time, baby. Lock in.
Not much competition at all because I'm just so far ahead of everyone at the end of the day.
He's so far ahead. He's so humble, bro. He's just so humble.
Because I've been
he sucks his own cock because he likes it.
Doing it for so long.
You're just the greatest, right, Jack?
I've also dedicated my whole life to this for the past 8 years. I don't do anything else but work.
He has no life. He has no family. He has no friends. Holy shit.
Just the greatest, Jack. You're the greatest. You're the greatest kick streamer. You're the greatest only promoter of all time. Okay, now listen, Jack. I want to tell you that honestly. You are the greatest promoter of all time. No, honestly, you know what I want to tell you, Jack? You know what I tell you that I'm tired, Jack. I'm tired. You know what I'm tired of, Jack?
I'll tell you what I'm tired of, Jack. I'm tired of your content faking, OnlyFans, girl pivoting, super complex, and man, baby face having. Your self-righteous, disrespectful pile of heated up underwear. Spread across the internet like the bubonic plague. You know your face doesn't age. You make millions of dollars off of OnlyFans girls while paying the minimum wage.
God.
Pillsbury Doughboy Clash of Clans.
Oh my god, dude, this is insane.
You look like Justin Bieber fused with a geometry dash.
God damn.
A modern personification of Bling Bling Boy from Johnny Test.
Oh, this is fucking crazy. Dude's just sitting there taking it.
You belong busting it down on the cover of a Kids Bob Greatest Hits album. I'm an influencer. Look at me. The only thing you ever influenced was your dad to take birth control.
Oh my god, he influenced his dad to take birth control. The chef is in the kitchen, baby.
At you like a ballistic missile. You'll build like a stick of peanut brittle. So's love for you is artificial.
True! Dude, he's gonna cry. He's gonna hang up and.
Like Ralphie off the magic school bus, and I'm gonna school you like Mrs. Frizzle. Shut your undercurrent, disillusion, theoretical, frog face, liberal war, Costco, chicken bake, Harlem shaking, reverberating, maniacal, unreliable, figure insane, looking at.
Dude walked away to come back. Oh God, bro! This is like a space marine walks into a middle school. This is the level of combat we're watching right here.
Disgrace to your family and humanity. When I see your videos, I lose my sanity, and you're built like an underdeveloped Sean Hannity.
Dude, there are tears behind this smile. There are tears behind this smile.
He cares about you. Thank you for promoting OnlyFans. Thank you for promoting gambling. No!
Oh my God, he murdered him.
Yo,
He murdered 911. There's been a murder. Oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't.
guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you all really
You did
enjoyed
well.
it. Don't forget to
I just
download,
think,
rate, and also if you haven't already, make sure to
done
give your
better.
boy a follow on Instagram at Pat
You're
Godly.
burning
Gonna
him
be
a
doing some
little bit harder.
giveaways and
Damn.
posting some exclusive content
Dramatic finish.
on
Finish him. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Everybody knows it. Let's Dead by Daylight. There's so many crossovers now. It's insane. Did I should buy myself some shit? New. Not yet. Dead by Daylight. There's so many crossovers now. It's insane.
Welcome to the world of oligarchy. Ooh, that's exciting.
Hello, everybody.
All right.
Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
As I am sure you have heard, there is a lot that's going on here in Washington, D.C. So let me say a few words and try to explain it.
Okay.
Bottom line, after all is said and done, is that after months of negotiations, Senate Democrats and House Republicans reached an agreement called a continuing resolution, which would continue to fund the government for 3 months.
Okay.
Frankly, that agreement was not something that I was all that excited about, but it was better than nothing.
Okay.
And I was prepared and am prepared to vote for it.
Okay.
And one of the reasons is that it contained a reasonable increase in funding for primary health care, something that I feel very strongly about and that my committee, the Health, Education, Labor, and Pension Committee, is responsible for.
Sure.
And given the enormous crises that we're facing in health care in this country today, it really would be of help to many millions of Americans.
It's true.
What this legislation would do is significantly, or modestly at least, increase funding for community health centers all over this country, which treat about 30 million Americans
That's a lot.
who are low income or working class. And it would also increase the number of young doctors who go out into rural America and also into underserved areas. That is where we need the doctors and the nurses, and that's
Well, who
what
would
this
be against
legislation
that?
would do.
Yeah.
In any case, within the House of Representatives, the Republican House, and the Democratic Senate, there was widespread agreement on this resolution. And it was just about ready to be passed. In fact, the Republicans posted it on their website. We were ready to go. But then, out of nowhere, the wealthiest man in the world, Elon Musk.
I think that the problem is that, and I could be really off base on this because I've only looked at this a little bit, but it seems like when bills like this get passed, it's almost like you have a shopping cart full of items, and each item is a different type of, incentive or funding or something like that. And so, like, I don't think anybody would be against this if it was an individual bill. But the problem is that I think a lot of people see all of these bills being bundled together, and then they kind of use what I would say is, I think this is kind of like emotional language, right? Where you're like, okay, well, now you're against funding underprivileged schools or underprivileged, like, doctors or something like that. Well, that's not really what the problem is. Pork? What's the word pork? Yeah, I'm not familiar. Pork barrel politics? Yeah, great analogy. Shopping cart's perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that. It's bloated. Yeah. Well, either way. And so, like, if you have inside of a bill, you're talking about funding for, let's say, a like for like medical stuff, and then you also have something for like the military. Like, these should be separate things. And I think that's what people have a problem with the most. And I think also when these bills end up not getting passed, what happens is that people try to look at one aspect of the bill and use that as like an emotional draw. It's like, well, this is for children's cancer research. Do you want to stop children's cancer research? And it's like, well, no, of course I don't, but I also don't want to fund this other thing that I think is problematic that's in the same bill. And so there's just a lot of, I think, very disingenuous language going on with this. And this also, by the way, I'm not an expert in this, right? I'm not an expert, like, but this is what I've been reading about this a little bit, and that's what I think that the problem is. And I think people are starting to realize that.
Began tweeting his opposition to this legislation. In fact, he was very blunt about it.
Yeah.
He told Republicans that if they voted for this proposal, which they had already agreed to do, he would take out his wallet and spend as much money as it took to defeat them in primaries and drive them out of office. You got that?
That's been going on forever, and that happened to Bernie Sanders. The thing is that, like, he's right, and, like, I don't think that it's a good thing that people like Elon Musk have as much political power as they do. I think it's very bad. But the reason why I think that a lot of people aren't going to be as sympathetic is because there have always been people like that, like Bill Gates, or you could look at like George Soros or something like that. I think George Soros is a bit overblown, but, you know, as another example, you have Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, like all of these people have been doing this for years, right? It's not okay, it isn't. But, well, the problem is that when you create a game and then somebody beats you at your own game, you can't say that the game is rigged. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, your chat's retarded. This is the reason why the country will never achieve class consciousness and will continue to get fucked in the ass. Don't be mad at my chat. That's just the way that people are. Yeah, Musk did it openly. The rest do it behind closed doors. Yeah, I think that's it. George Soros is the reason why they canceled Romanian elections. Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. But anyway, so I think that's really what the problem is. And I think also, if you were to ask, I think, an average American, do you think that the elections and the amount of money involved in politics is a bad thing? I think that you would probably get like 80% of people saying yes. And I think that if you had asked that 10 years ago, you would have had pretty much the same number. So it's not like Elon Musk invented this problem. What the fuck is class consciousness? What he's saying is that, so he makes a good point, and it's something that I've said before, but your hope for class consciousness, you're totally delusional. The average IQ of an average person is too low for that to ever happen, and there are too many stupid people that can be manipulated against their own best interests and taken advantage of. You'll never achieve class consciousness because people are stupid. That's the reality. And I'm talking about in a generality, like a generality, like it will never happen. Right? Yeah, I understand, but, like, you know, I get what you're saying. It's just not going to happen.
Take a deep breath and appreciate what's going on here. The wealthiest person in the world, who spent at least $277 million to elect Donald Trump in a Republican Congress, has now claimed complete ownership of that party.
Well, I mean, you don't even need to go that far. You can look at Donald Trump himself. He's also a billionaire, and he basically owns the Republican Party. Like, he totally took it over. And, like, he got rid of, like, I mean, think about it, like Jeb Bush, right? I mean, the Bush, like, there's 2 presidents that were Bush. He deleted them. That was it. So, yeah, of course. He's trying to Discord? Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, right? And Trump did that with a number of other people, too. Elon did not take over. I'm not saying that Elon took over. I said Trump took over. Like, Trump is the kingmaker and the ring giver of the Republican Party. It's not even a question. He's the guy.
And what you're saying is, hey, Republicans, forget your constituents, forget your constitutional responsibilities.
Yeah.
If you don't do what Elon Musk, want you to do, you're out of office.
Well, anybody can do that. Yeah, that's the thing. And I think this is very problematic as well. But, I mean, the thing is that Bernie Sanders, this is the truth. I think Bernie Sanders would agree with what I'm saying, too, because he's been a victim of it. Bernie Sanders has been a victim of this oligarchy 2 times, in 2016 and 2020. But the reason why I think that it falls on deaf ears is because this system has been used for so long, and I don't think that people care that now it's being used in their benefit. Yeah, he would fight it. No, I respect Bernie. Like, you guys might not know this. I'm a huge fan of Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie Sanders. I think he's great. Like, and again, he's not talking about, and here's the reason why. He's not talking about like a trans issue here. He's not talking about, you know, like some weird social issue. He's talking about real fucking, like, numbers, money, and the real fucking shit. And I feel like this guy also, again, if you disagree with him, you don't like this guy, that's fine. But you've got to admit that he has been completely consistent for like 50 fucking years. He's fake. He wasn't fake when he was getting arrested when he was protesting for civil rights in the 60s. That wasn't fake. That's not AI photos. That was actually him. No, he was not fucking fake. Like, you can say that you disagree with him, for sure. But disagreeing with somebody doesn't mean that they're fake. So yeah, anyway, but I think really this issue is a big problem, but I don't really see anybody in the Democrats that were looking to solve it. And also, people can look at COVID, for example. So you say Elon Musk is very powerful. I think that's very true. But so collectively are all of the social media websites that deplatformed people for not using the government's language and terminology and adhering to the government narrative about COVID. So, like, how is it that, and I feel like that's the way that an average person is looking at this. They say, okay, well, now that the shoe's on the other foot, now it's a problem. Okay, well, there you go. It's kind of what I was saying before about how if you want to create a weapon to rule over other people, the only thing that you have to do for it to be used to rule against you is wait, because things always change. And I think this is a great example of it.
And I have the money to do just that.
Yeah.
My friends, what we are looking at here has nothing to do with democracy. What we are looking at here is oligarchy.
Yeah,
this
he's
is
right.
Up and up. Government by the billionaire class for the billionaire class.
Well, I mean, I think that the best evidence of this is you just look at the net worth of senators before and after they leave office.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Look at Obama or Bill Clinton.
Yeah, they shouldn't be worth shit. They should be making $60,000 a year. Minimum wage, bro. We should be running on minimum wage. That's even more than minimum wage. It's bullshit. Money in politics needs to go. That's a big problem.
How do you make all that money?
And by the way...
And Bernie is not even remotely close to that. I understand that, like, you know, again, yes, Bernie has money, he has multiple houses, etc. You know, how can you be socialism if you own a house? This guy is the longest standing senator in the history of America. I think if he has 2 or 3 houses, it's okay.
Musk is not only
served for 50
trying
years
to intimidate Republicans.
Give it a break.
Yeah.
He is trying to inject himself into the Democratic Party as well. He is threatening to target Democrats who are standing up to him and his agenda.
Of course.
Further, and very dangerously.
Yeah, obviously that's
and
happening.
this is the guy, you know, who owns Twitter.
Oh, it's X now. Guys, it's
As
X.
part of his campaign to defeat this resolution, Musk has been spreading an enormous amount of disinformation and outright lies about what is in the bill. He said that the measure would include a 40% pay raise for Congress. That's a lie. It is a 3.9% increase, the same as federal employees
I don't know.
are receiving.
Yeah.
He said that this legislation would fund bioweapons labs.
Oh.
Not true. In fact, it provides funds to protect Americans from emerging infectious diseases. He said that the country would be just fine if the government shut down.
Yeah.
Really? Here's what happens if Mr. Musk gets his way and the deal implodes. Funding for kids' cancer research gets cut. At a time when we are already paying the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, pharmaceutical middlemen will be able to continue to overcharge you for your prescriptions.
It's crazy how bad it is. Like, I've seen how much money people in like other countries in some cases pay for medicine.
Yeah.
And like, I live in Texas, so there's a lot of people that go down to Mexico for medical care because it's like 80% cheaper.
Americans recovering from devastating floods, fires, and hurricanes, often due to climate change, won't get the help that they need. That's what happens if the proposal goes down. And what happens if the government shuts down? Well, our troops won't get their paychecks. Nearly 7 million women and children who rely on WIC nutrition assistance could go hungry. And 2 million federal government workers, some of whom don't make a whole lot of money, won't be getting paid.
Nope.
Now let us be very clear. Elon Musk was not elected to be president of the United States.
Nope.
In fact, he was not elected to be dog catcher. And by the way, what all of this hoopla is really about, above and beyond everything I'm talking about, is that when Trump and Musk come into power in late January, do you know what their first order of business will be? You think it'll be to fix health care? You think it'll be
to put all the minorities and women in jail?
Deal with climate change? Deal with homelessness? Well, if you
Put
thought
all the
that,
homeless
you're dead
people in
wrong.
jail.
Their first order of business will be to provide massive tax breaks for the wealthiest people in this country and the largest corporations. So think about it. At a time of unprecedented income and wealth inequality, when Musk himself is worth almost $500 billion.
It's a lot of money.
What these guys want to do is give more tax breaks to billionaires.
Which, by the way, I support that. Like, I think that if you make a lot of money, you should pay more taxes.
Yeah.
Like, I think that right now, like, it caps at 39%. There need to be, like, probably 3 or 4 different, like, tiers about that.
Yeah.
So, like, I think 39% is, like, $400,000. That's, like, way too low. Because, like, a lot of people make more money than that. So, like, if you're making $2 million and one person's making $2 million a year, the other person's making $20 million a year, there should probably be a tax distinction there. Taxes shouldn't exist. Well, then the government won't exist. And then you wouldn't exist because there would be a warlord that would come to your house and kill you. Like, it's a childish thought that no normal person who's over the age of 10 should
Obey
have.
this. How you doing?
Okay, like, just stop. Anyway, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
No one
there
should
needs
be, should be a billionaire.
I totally believe in a tier list of paying taxes. They should be paying major taxes. There's a reason why we're broke, and that's the reason. Well, that's part of the reason, but yeah.
Someone is getting screwed somewhere and it's not them, A lot of people are billionaires because of the money that they have invested in stock. It's not like they have like $1 billion in a bank account. So it's like when people like there's a lot of misunderstandings of wealth and like what money really means.
And
yeah, we don't need any tax breaks. Nobody needs tax breaks, especially because they're not giving me a tax break. They don't give any person that's poor tax breaks, do they? I don't know. I don't remember that. I don't remember that shit coming to my house. I don't think so. I don't think so. There needs to be more income stripped away from people that are making a lot of money. That's just the way it needs to be. We need to power our government. There's no way to pay all these people. And I believe in the Doge thing, like fire a lot of the government. A lot of them are wasting our goddamn time. Just pure bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is just sitting there talking back and forth about nothing. Like, solve a goddamn problem. Like, I don't know. I'm not super well informed on the latest topics, but I'm I know enough.
The heads of large corporations. So where do we go from here? Let us understand the gravity.
Yeah. Regulations is just to hire somebody. It's just to hire somebody to enforce your rule. Say you want to build stuff on a piece of property. It's just a way to, you got to pay somebody to come out and make sure that the thing's working and that it has to be done right. And I do believe like certain codes, certain things like drilling into the earth, getting a geologist to analyze the earth, see if you could put something on that structure. You don't want to build a house on a hill and have it fall over. Like, makes sense. But there are certain regulations that need to be had, but a lot of these people have jobs for no fucking reason. And it's just to bully people without as much money as the next, as these guys. Well, yeah.
They're dealing with. This is not politics as usual. This is not just Democrats versus Republicans.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know really. Like, I don't know if I agree with them about it not being politics as usual. Because, like, for as long as I've been alive, I've been seeing all types of corruption. I think that here's a great example. I think that the ban of TikTok is a really good example.
Yeah.
I think that the people that are advocating for banning on TikTok, I bet if you look at the amount of money that they're receiving from Western social media companies, I think that you can draw a line if you put all those points on a graph. That's what I think.
Yeah, they want to buy it.
Yeah, from Meta, exactly.
They want
They
want the bag. They want the money.
I don't have like a unique concern for this because I feel like I've been told for 20 years that, oh, that's fine. Well, that's okay. Well, there you go.
Versus liberals or progressives. It's much deeper.
Yeah, Twitch is they're trying to ban it because they wanted to buy it. That's why they want the money. They want the money. These other companies that are these social media that are in charge, like Facebook was pretty much in charge for a long time. Facebook, Instagram, they want to buy TikTok. They want it, and they want it out of the market. They want to censor it. They want to own it. They want it. It's not because the Chinese are spying on bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Everybody's spying on us. Come on. I don't know. It's fucking stupid. It's about buying it because they want money. They want it. They want to own it. Period.
Other than that, what we are dealing with right now is that the billionaire class, which owns so much of our economy, which owns so much of our media, they are now moving aggressively to own our political system as well.
I don't know about owning the media. I feel like when every single mainstream celebrity comes out and supports Kamala Harris, I feel like they do own the media, but it's a different they. Right? I mean, I can't be the only one who's seeing this, right? I mean, he owns X? Oh, no, for sure. No, you're definitely right. Like, own it. It's the, so here's the issue. Here's the issue that I have with this. the issue that I have is that it has been like this for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
But now there's a different person who's owning the power, and it's a problem. That's what my opinion is.
Yeah.
I don't think this is an actual... I think with Bernie it is, because I respect Bernie a lot, and he's been talking about this and speaking out against this for years.
Yeah.
But I think that in a larger sense, this is not a principled issue. It's something that's circumstantial around who is currently in ownership of that power. That's what I think.
So we got a lot of work in front of us. We've got to educate, we've got to organize, and we have got to stop them. Thank you very much. Have a great holiday season.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. And so, yeah, fuck this guy. Bernie speaks, you listen. No, I think he's right. Soros has never been a problem for these people. Well, I don't know about like George Soros. I feel like George Soros is a bit of a boogeyman, but like Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox News, like this guy he's been in media for years. Like he's been massively detrimental. And yeah, he thinks right. No, there's the video. I mean, I definitely think that Soros is a problem. That's fine. I don't want to argue about it. All I'm saying is that I think that people overestimate him because there's a lot of other people, like the Koch brothers, for example. Like they're always in like the top 10 like people that are donating to political candidates. And so even sometimes both of the Koch brothers are in the top 10. They're not even, yeah, Bloomberg. Yeah, look at Bloomberg. Michael Bloomberg has like $20 billion.
Yeah.
So yeah, it happens a lot. Soros is literally instigating race war. It's hard to say. I don't know enough about that, right? But all I'm saying is that I think the reason why people don't have like a unique worry about this as much as I think they probably should is because they're the ones that are holding the power. And the issue is that people in a lot of cases, when they have the power, are not willing to relinquish it for everybody, and they want to wield it themselves until they lose it, and then now it's time to get rid of it. We voted for this, we want it. Yeah, and I think also a lot of people do want that. No, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, right? Who is they? He's an independent. Well, yeah, Bernie is an independent, but he caucuses and he is generally on the side of Democrats. I understand that. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, we have to be a little bit more realistic, don't we? And so Fetterman space, yeah, I could watch this to see what this is real quick. But yeah, all the dumbasses voting for this will get roasted by the tariffs. Oh, you know, I've seen a million people saying that. But all my point is that the reason why I don't think there's as much like consolidated like worry and fear about Elon Musk is because people have thought the government has been bought and paid for years.
Yep.
And I think that the fact that Bernie Sanders wasn't the president is a great reason for why that's true. I feel like a lot of people, if you go and you took a lot of Bernie Sanders positions and you gave them to people, I think that you would have more people that checked yes on his positions than any other candidate. Like if you took all the names off of it, all of the parties off of it, and you just looked at it like that, I think that you would have more yeses and more checks than anybody else.
Yeah.
Fair? No chance? No, I really believe that. And I think that it would be several measures of degree more.
It's money. Money changes
if not
the
twice
whole.
as much. No way.
Money changes the whole game.
Progressive ideas are popular. Progressive social ideas seem to not really be as popular, but progressive economic ideas are generally pretty popular. Yeah, I would say so. Bernie's had some crazy ideas as well. Oh yeah, but I'm not saying everybody is against it. It's the same folks that voted for a dementia patient now are the ones bitching about Elon. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's also, you bring up a really good point, is that it's very obvious that Biden is not, you know, like, let's fucking be honest here, right? So how are we going to complain about unelected officials running the government when that's been what's been going on for the last 4 years?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, you see what I'm saying, right? I mean, like, and I'm not really even debating whether this is true or not, but I'm telling you, this is what people are thinking. I can guarantee you this is what people are thinking. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrible, man. We all know it. Doesn't mean it should exist. Doesn't mean it should stay. It does need to change. Doesn't mean it should be there. That's insane.
Yeah, that's terrible, man. We all know it. Doesn't mean it should
Banned from Twitch.
it should stay.
What? No way.
It does need to change.
Banned Meat Cannon? They shouldn't have.
Oh, okay. Hopefully anybody trickling in now realizes how much I appreciate him because I was fucking banned off Twitch.
No way.
Nice little late night stream though, huh? It's been a while.
There's no way you were
Been a while
banned.
since we've done the stream. In the new year, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to be doing weekly streams. We're actually going to keep up with that because I like streaming with y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
What's Twitch?
What's Twitch? Yep. What is
God,
Twitch?
You just sounded so old right there. Yeah, it's a place where us young hip kids hang out, and we pump crypto scams.
Right?
And we play World of Warcraft. Why band showed his nipple?
Why? Yeah, what the fuck is Twitch? Yeah. Okay. What?
Right.
Yeah, it's because of his Disney fucking diss. I know it is.
What happens when a beloved figure in the gaming and art world gets banned from a major platform without warning?
Yeah, what happens?
And
people stop using your fucking
before we dive
platform.
into the surprising news,
People are starting to get
don't
upset.
forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more updates on the gaming world. Meat Canyon, a renowned artist, animator, and gamer, has built a massive following on YouTube with close to 8 million subscribers.
Yeah.
His unique blend of humor,
And art.
artistry, and gaming
Yep.
has captured the hearts of many. Dontero.
Yeah,
He's also an active streamer on Twitch where he enjoys playing popular games like League of Legends and Magic the Gathering. And recently, Meat Canyon announced a 24-hour live stream on Twitch to raise funds for a new barn on his land. And however, the event turned into an extended multi-day broadcast. Fans tuned in from all over, and the stream was going smoothly until
Well, this is a bad idea.
On December 17th, Meat Canyon's Twitch channel was suddenly banned. He was in the middle of a League of Legends game when the unexpected
Why?
ban occurred. The reason behind the ban is still unclear.
Yeah.
And fans are left
I want to know.
wondering what happened.
Oh, look, he's got
Meat
Uzumaki.
Canyon took to Twitter to apologize for the inconvenience, stating that he breached Twitch's community guidelines or terms of service. However, the exact reason remains a mystery, as Twitch doesn't publicly comment on such matters.
Disney.
This isn't the first time Meat Canyon's work has gained recognition.
Why? Yeah, yeah. That's why. I think that's why. It is the Disney adults. It's Disney. Yeah, I think that's exactly why.
That's why. I think that's why.
Yeah, that's got to be it.
It's the Disney adults. It's Disney.
This is
Gentlemen and female gentlemen, welcome one and all to Disney Adults. Meat Canyon created an animation that apparently was so telling as to the ecosystem of Disney and the people that are funding Disney and the people that are being controlled and fucking sex trafficked by Disney, allegedly. That was a joke. Anyway, apparently he blew the lid off their entire operation. Meat Canyon just got banned on Twitch. I don't know if it has anything to do with this, but he just got banned on Twitch like yesterday. He just released this video. He's been getting blasted by like hardcore Disney fans all over the internet. Apparently he exposed some real shit in here. Anyway, he released Disney Adults. It got 5 million views in a day. This is like insanely huge. I'm convinced this guy's perpetual nightmares that he just writes down and animates to stay sane. Real, true, based. So anyway, we're diving into this. This is a bit of an insane situation. Think about it this way. You can endorse terrorists on Twitch and not get banned. But if you're Meat Canyon, oh shit.
Yeah. I already seen this one. It's pretty bad.
I can't believe my Prince Charming is taking his princess to Disney World.
Dude, the fucking Disney people. The Disney adults. Holy shit, they're all like this. They're all like this! Dude, does your shirt say Hawk to a Matata? Hawk to a Matata!
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, this is crazy. This is insane right here. I can't believe this. Oh, that's not good, dude. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, dude.
This video is going to be a guide on Loki, the god of mischief. I'm first going to go over some abilities and how to use them. If you like to skip this, however, you can skip it with the timestamp right here. However, if you really want to main Loki, I would recommend staying with this even if you already know it, just in case you've missed something. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Loki's primary fire shoots out a small projectile that deals damage and heals allies. This projectile also emits a small AoE after it hits, meaning that if allies are close by, they will get healed, or if enemies are close by, they will take damage. Loki's primary fire is one of the best against melee characters, meaning that if someone is meleeing your teammates, you can heal them and at the same time deal a little bit of damage against the enemy. Now, a good Loki player is never alone. He will always have some of his clones with him. Your Loki clones will deal the exact same damage to enemies and the exact same healing to allies as yourself. Now, there are two ways to pop out your clones. One is to pop a clone with your main ability, which allows you to put a clone in any location that you see fit. And your second ability allows you to turn invisible and at the same time leave a clone exactly where you just were. This can really confuse some enemies, especially while you do this in mid-air. These Loki clones will, by the way, also take damage, meaning that you can actually use them as a shield a little bit, especially when you go invisible, because if you pop your invisibility and you move backwards, you can actually block a lot of the attacks with your Loki clone. While you're in this invisible state, by the way, you will also start regenerating health, meaning that if you are low on health and you need to back up, it is always smart just to go into your invisibility form, especially if there's no medpacks nearby or the other healer isn't helping you. If just going invisible is still not enough to help you get out of a certain situation, you can always teleport towards a clone that you look at. If you just press this button, you will teleport towards a random clone around you, most likely the closest one. However, if you straight up look at a certain clone, you will be able to teleport straight to them. The clone that you just would have teleported to will also teleport towards the area that you were just at, meaning that if you're in the middle of combat, they will most likely die pretty quickly. And if all else fails, you can always use Regeneration Domain. This will pop on you and all your Loki clones a regenerative field that will heal you and allies, but at the same time it will also make sure that you don't take any damage from enemies. Any damage that enemies do against you will be converted into healing. This ability is extremely powerful, meaning that you can actually use it against certain ultimates. For example, if Psylocke would use her ultimate on you and you put one of these fields on you and your allies, no one will die. These regeneration fields can definitely be destroyed if they shoot the rock that's floating above you. However, for example, if an Iron Man shoots you with his ultimate ability, they will destroy the rock and they will not kill you, meaning that it's still worth using if you're in one of those situations. A tactic I like to use with this ability is popping a clone in the middle of the fight where my teammates are, and then immediately pressing my shift, allowing them to get healed instantly and not take any proper damage for a short period of time. This ability actually lasts exactly 5 seconds. And just one quick thing, definitely don't do what this guy does, which is using it just to casually heal someone. You do not want to use this unless you need to, in mid-combat or if someone's trying to jump you. I would also highly recommend using this ability just before you go into your ultimate, because your ultimate will take a little while, and by that little time you will most likely have your regeneration field almost back or already back, depending on which hero you copy. Speaking of that, let's go on to his ultimate ability. His ultimate ability allows him to copy anyone he sees on the battlefield, including his teammates. Now this is definitely one of the hardest ultimates to use in the game, because one, you need to make sure you get the right person. I've done it already plenty of times where I accidentally get the wrong person and also have to make it work. Or two, well, you need to learn every single ability in the game. And that especially goes for everyone's ultimate, because when you copy someone, you will also immediately get their ultimate. Now, I preferably like copying people, for example, like Star-Lord, who has a guaranteed hit on certain characters, or Storm, where she can go into the back line and just absolutely demolish everyone. If you wait for a while after copying someone to use their ultimate, you can actually extend the period of time that you are playing as that character. Meaning that if you're playing someone like the Hulk, you can get almost an extra 15 seconds of playing as the Hulk. So it's not always smart to pop the ultimate straight away. However, sometimes I will do this just because of the fact that it's better just to get it over and done with, so people don't expect it straight away. However, if you're trying to stall out for as long as you can and you want to play a tank character, for example, it is better to use your ultimate later on. Or if you are playing, let's say, Mantis all of a sudden and you want to stall out the point a little longer, you can start healing your allies a bit more, and then afterwards you can actually use your ultimate to extend that period as well. Any ability like a damage boost that you put on your team members or yourself will disappear as soon as you go back into your normal form as Loki. Alright, that was a little longer than I was expecting, however I do think it's important to go over them properly. Anyway, let's get on to some of the gameplay and how to play them in the game. One of the main things you will have as Loki is that people will always try to dive you to get rid of your heals. I would recommend splitting out your clones a little bit in good line of sight of the payload or the point, so you can always teleport over there but still deal consistent damage and healing. Especially if they have someone like a Spider-Man diving your backline constantly. Now Loki is absolutely amazing when it comes to countering a character like Spider-Man or anyone else who is trying to dive your backline. When someone does dive you, I would usually recommend retreating instead of fighting. However, if you do want to fight, you can always use your shift ability to give yourself a massive upper hand, meaning that you will not die for those 5 seconds. But I'm also going to be honest, I prefer to use this on my allies, allowing them to survive fights that they really should not have won. That definitely doesn't mean that you shouldn't fight people who are trying to dive you. For example, if there's a Spider-Man and they're really low in health already, I am definitely going to try fight that Spider-Man quickly to try get a quick pick. If you're not fighting a character that's flying, or basically Spider-Man who's in the air most of the time anyway, you always want to try aim at someone's feet. Now I know this might sound a little bit weird, however it's a lot better because your clones will fire towards where you're firing, which means that if you're firing at the ground, they will deal splash damage to the enemy that you are fighting, and at the same time you will deal some splash damage as well. Now you're probably thinking direct damage is better, however if you are going to be missing a lot of your shots, you will be wasting a lot of damage, and you will deal a lot more damage with your clones than without your clones. But your priority shouldn't be to get kills, your priority should be to back up your team as much as possible, meaning that you are enabling them to help them get into the fight and stay in the fight as long as they can. Now Loki's splash damage actually deals quite a decent amount of damage, and at the same time it will also deal quite a bit of healing. So it's actually better to always put your clones up high, meaning that they will most likely hit the floor when you are trying to shoot at your enemies or allies. If you are fighting for a point and you notice that your tanks are losing a lot of health really quickly, one of the best things to do is to pop all your clones on point and then use your regeneration domain. This will allow you to heal all your allies in the area and at the same time make sure nobody dies, because they are immortal when they're in this field. Do watch out though, because those crystals can be destroyed above them. The regeneration domain is extremely good against a lot of ultimates as well. For example, Star-Lord's ultimate can't do much against it, Psylocke's ultimate can't do much against it, Scarlet Witch's ultimate can hardly do anything against it as well. There's a lot of them out there who can't do much against the regeneration domain. However, it doesn't work against every ultimate. For example, Storm can just immediately damage through it straight away with her ultimate, and Magic as well. She will be able just to slap straight through it and deal so much damage that, well, you can't do much against it.
Yeah.
It does slightly counter Hela's ultimate a little bit as well. You will be able to survive one extra hit from Hela without taking any damage. Oh, and also a little fun fact, if you ever want to dodge a Psylocke ultimate, you can just turn invisible and Psylocke can't hit you while you're invisible. Loki's ultimate is definitely one of the best in the game, however it's also one of the hardest to use in the game,
it's
because you need to know
master.
exactly who you are copying and how to use their abilities.
Yep.
And you also need to make sure that you are choosing the right character for the job at the time, because if you need a tank and you all of a sudden accidentally went a DPS, you are out of luck because you are stuck with this character for a little while. However, most of the time I think going with a DPS is probably one of the smartest moves, especially if you're getting their ultimate. Like, if you are playing all of a sudden as Psylocke, you can easily use her ultimate to wipe half the team, and then your team can easily win the rest of the fight. However, if you are needing some extra support, you can always copy like a Luna Snow or a Mantis, and then your team can survive a little longer. Or if you really need to try stall out the point, you can always choose one of the tanks like Magneto or the Hulk, for example. With the Hulk, you can actually play as the Hulk for quite a long time, because if you time his ultimate towards the end, you can actually extend it by another 12 seconds. But that's some of the basic stuff on Loki, the God of Mischief. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, well, why not stick around, because I'll be making a couple more guides like this, and well, I'll catch you guys all later. Bye! You can actually extend it by another 12 seconds.
Marvel.
Basic stuff on Loki, the God of Mischief. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, well, why not stick around, because I'll be making...
You update,
Well, I'll catch you guys all later. Bye!
Not connected. Whatever. Marvel fans are on Doctor Strange. Okay. Yeah, he is.
Got it?
Detected. When all seems lost, just listen for the sound of thunder.
See them? Right there. It's yours to capture now. Capture the mission area!
You are restored. We feel much better.
Stay away from
The more the merrier.
outnumber you. Healing for my friends. I outnumber you. You have my... I still want you. I outnumber you. Your god is suffering. A strange mistake.
Yeah.
Loki is a character that I truly love playing. Since everybody and their mother wants to play DPS,
Just stop this, please.
Loki can play DPS and steal the other team's powers. I have a ton of Loki gameplay coming up for this channel, so
It's
make
so
sure
good.
hit subscribe because I'm going to show you how to play him correctly. Loki is my most played character, and in this video I'm going to show you why I
he's
love
dope.
playing him. So no further ado, let's get it. All right, let's get this going. Loki. Yeah, what can I say about this guy? I love him. I think he's great. Probably the best in my opinion. I'm a little bit biased, to be honest, but he has one move that I love the most, and that's his left shift. It's kind of like, I don't know how to put it, like Baptiste's lamp, and the fact that you can have 3 around you. I have saved a whole team with that move. So I'm going to show you where to place Lokis and how to do all this. The only thing I did change is I changed the swap to F key. All right, we're going to play super aggressive here. I'm going to put one up top here so we can get high ground and low ground. And we have 3 Lokis shooting people. Juicy. Obviously, the way I like to play Loki is very aggressive, more like pushing up in flanks. All right. I'm gonna drop one right here so I can get 2 shots. Done. And worst case scenario, if they come and push me, I can just turn around and hit F. That's another one. Let's go. I'm gonna drop a shift because I see her pushing me. It's fine. We can win this. Yep. I ain't playing around this time. People will say Loki's not that good, and I'm like, what? And as I say that, I die. I totally forgot that when I hit my right click, there wasn't one in the back of the spawn. But to be honest, I don't know what my team is doing. Like, what are you doing back there? Again, I'm blaming my team. Like any typical people. I hope they make it where like you could change spawns. I'm not sure if you could do that. I never done it. So the way I like to play most supports. Hold on. Trying to boost them. If they push me, I'm gonna hit shift. I need to land these shots. I'm missing a couple. But you see, like, I'm playing aggressive. I'm not hiding. I'm not scared. I drop my shift just in case if one of us die. The way I like to play support is 75% healing, 25% damage. But this one I'm gonna up the damage a bit, just because I feel like we might need more damage. Oh, that's my fault. I see I focused a little bit too much more on damage. Oh, I'm out of here. You can hold your right click and it gives you a little bit movement speed. Oh, I'm trying to heal my buddy Star-Lord. If he throws it at me, I was ready to hit shift. Ooh, I'm out of here. So just in case, like, they push us right here. You always want to keep on dropping your clones as much as you can. I might die here. Ooh, they're actually pushing us. I need eels. I need eels. Where's my other support? Eels, please. Whatever. I'll do it myself. Drop this. Oh, that is not who I wanted. But okay, whatever. It's not who I wanted, but we'll take it. I keep on forgetting that I can also copy my teammates.
Yeah.
Big boy flanks. I see Black Panther. Hopefully Black Panther gets some like buffs too. I feel like something's just off with him.
We are undefeatable.
I think that was a wasted ult right there. I'm gonna see if I can place one right behind him, like a clone, but if not, oh well. We're pushing back a little bit because that's why, because I could smell that chaos. All right. Another thing too, that if you drop your shift, wherever your clones are at, they're gonna drop the shift. So say for instance, like right now, my magic's pushing up and I can drop an E like that. And if she just stays in the circle, she'll be fine. Just stay in the clone's shift circle. Just trying to heal everybody. Stormlord needs... Okay, he knows what he's doing. Helping me out. I appreciate those DPS players that don't spam healing. They'll go get the heals themselves. I don't mind those players. It's just those people that, you know, 4-man DPS, whatever, and they never get... They're just spamming, I need heals, I need heals. Well, okay, then go play support. But honestly, if you're one of those people that are looking to try a support, Loki is your go-to. He can do a good amount of damage and support. Right there, I could have healed all 3 of them if I wanted to. Another fun fact that you can heal at spawn too. If they're next to your clone, you just left click at spawn. If they're in front of your clone, they will get heals as well. That's another fun fact.
Time to vanish.
Okay. I gotta decide who I'm gonna copy next. I do know we have a star. Oh. Where's he going? I might copy Storm. Storm is my bae. Storm is the best. I don't care what anybody says. So we can get an angle here. Everybody's just everywhere. All right, let's get Storm going. Put it right behind him. Let's go, let's go. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Come on, come on, come on, the quad. Let's go. That's the beauty of being a Loki and Storm main right there, baby. And you're not playing support? The people that don't play support, what the hell is wrong with you?
Time to vanish.
I'm doing everything. Doing damage, I'm doing healing, I'm doing assists, I'm doing quads. Sheesh. Okay. I think I might have saved Storm right there with that shift. I'm not sure. Probably not. Why I didn't save it right there. I gotta watch out for this. Because we hear ults going off. I should just... I need to back out. But who's still over there fighting Magic? Magic players, I tell you. I have yet to see a Magic player pull like a quad. Not in my games.
Maximum.
Oh, that ult is disgusting, but that was also disgusting.
I have many faces.
Okay, so we need an actual Magic to go right behind him, but she's just setting the front line. Was that a 10? I think I was on a 10 player kill streak. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You see how I use my clone straight ahead, so then I hit shift, that gives Magic like kind of like she's free to do whatever she wants. Look at that last kill of the game. That was just pure chaos on my end. Look at that 24-220. Let's go. And MVP. Let us go, man. I usually like this spot right here. Still haven't found a second spot that I like. Oh my, am I the only support?
Alright, I'll play a little bit of Marvel Rivals again. It's so cool. Finally have a game that I can play low-key.
I am Loki, god of mischief and the king of Asgard.
Alright, let's get it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do is change the
Accused of loving chaos. It is true. Another variant. Which
30 seconds before you
inconsequential
attack.
timeline
Get
do you
ready.
pull from, I wonder? You stay away from me!
Okay. Hulk let you know when Hulk wanna smash something.
Perhaps we two would be better off making mischief together, no?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get in there!
Help get that vehicle to its destination.
I have many faces. You are restored. May you enjoy hell. I have many faces. Thank me later. You have my full support. It's the green monster I want anyway.
Thanks so
You're
much.
quite welcome.
Get that vehicle moving again.
I outnumber.
I am barely harmed. Yggdrasil's roots are drying. We have to speed up.
I am Groot!
That's a dad joke, bet. Healing for my friends. Another one gone dark. I am your king. I have many faces.
Tandy needs help.
The more the merrier.
You're halfway there. I am ready to put on a show.
My friends. I have many faces.
We won't stop until the a nice deep freeze. We are undefeatable. Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Your powers are mine!
Behold the god of thunder!
The vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Bravo, Ella.
Behold, Darkchild!
I have many faces. Thank me later. outnumber you.
I like the cold.
The more the merrier.
Hurry! Can't take much more tapping.
You are restored. I
We won't stop
outnumber
until
you.
the tapping is stopped. I am ready to put on a show.
The more the merrier.
That one hurts.
I saw one of these on a beach in Jersey once.
A nice deep freeze.
You get away.
We are undefeatable.
The more the merrier.
Behold the
Come on, guys. The hell was that?
It's the grand finale.
Maximum pulse!
We won't stop until the tapping is stopped.
My face. Never stood a chance.
You need me.
Nice.
You're halfway there. Keep going. I like the cold.
And stay down.
The more the merrier. Get in there. I am He's suffering.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Invigorating, no.
Your powers are mine!
I'm ready to put on a show. Keep up the momentum. Those squids are on ice. Thanks so much.
Now's the time to hit.
I have many faces.
See them? Right there.
Thank you later. May you enjoy. I outnumber you.
I like the cold.
I'm everywhere. Bless the healing arts. The more the merrier.
Hmm.
A nice deep freeze.
I outnumber you.
Holding it up, anyone?
Healing for my friends.
We are undefeatable! It's the grand finale. I am ready to put on a show.
My steps.
By the eye of Agamotto!
What the hell are those things anymore?
We're off to wreck the tapping machine.
A nice deep
Battlefield
freeze.
ready again.
The more the merrier.
Good guys next time.
That's it! Don't let anything stand in your way.
I still need you. You have my full support.
So close! This is your big chance!
I have many faces. Your god.
Maximum pulse!
Greetings. What did I miss?
It's the grand finale.
Mm-hmm. 15 and 15. I guess that's good. This one, Death. Death. Yeah, I'll give myself a star. 3. That's right, bitches.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
I am Loki, god of mischief and the king of Asgard. God of lies, if you wish. What society
30
can
seconds
exist
before you
without
attack.
lies?
Get ready.
Justice is like the moon. If you look up hard enough in the dark, you'll find it.
Yeah, but what if you're in a room? Or if there's an eclipse? Or I'm blind?
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Anything that increases my firepower, I like.
Pretty sure those are bad guys.
Render me assistance.
Lifesaver.
The more the merrier.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. The mission area is yours.
Well done, my son.
Your king will be more than glad to reveal two epic tales of his glory.
Battlefield ready
There's no
again.
place for a kid, Spidey. I would know.
The more the merrier.
Much better.
I am a true team player. You are restored.
The beacon's officially offline.
Bogey's incoming.
I have many faces.
Crazy clown.
You're quite welcome. I have many faces.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
Invigorating, no? Much better. Thank me later.
That put a spring in my step?
Leave them to Khonshu. The wounds are gone.
Thanks.
Us against the world.
I'm doing this my way.
I outnumber you.
Your powers are mine!
Glory is almost yours.
Armed and dangerous! Again! The moon haunts you!
I'm everywhere. You are restored.
Again!
Damn.
Keep fighting until we have a winner.
I outnumber
Damn. My spot.
trickster, until the trick is played on them.
Full power. Let's go.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Hey, I'm watching you. Make one move I don't like, and I'm dropping you on the spot.
Ooh, a threat. How exciting.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3,
Let's go.
2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
I'm Mark Spector. I'm Stephen Grant. I'm Jake Lockley. And we are Moon Knight.
You don't go too far away from me, guys. We'll be able to.
I don't think that's the welcoming committee.
I have... Get in there. Oh, I'm fine. Don't mind me.
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
I'm a sitting duck.
This is real firepower!
I'm good to go.
I have many places. War journal. Time to vanish.
Fucking blinding.
Us against the world. Nothing keeps me down for long.
Even death.
Control lost.
Damn it.
I outnumber you. I still need you.
Control C.
Ready
to put on a show.
Execution!
This is Captain America.
Pulse charge, fire!
I outnumber you.
86 beyond.
Thank me
Enemy
later.
ahead. Prepare to engage.
Target neutralized. Healing for my friends.
I'll be shooting.
Control seized. You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
But the war's not over.
Time to vanish.
But not nearly good enough.
Who dares disturb the sacred archive of Asgard?
You are restored.
Leave them to Khonshu.
The more the merrier. Get in there.
The area's almost
The
yours.
moon haunts you. I'm doing this.
Your powers are mine!
The moon haunts you. They're up ahead. I found them.
Hell yeah. Before, I guess, not that great.
Another epic victory. Big win.
I bet I don't know where to sit in that map. Yeah, that's a good. This is a good team. Trade the Moon Knight for Hela. That would have been a wise choice.
Pick your hero or villain. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
I am Loki, god of mischief and the king of Asgard. Everyone loves a trickster. And
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Think you're fast enough to stop a high-velocity round aimed straight between your eyes, old-timer?
Why would I have to be? I've already disabled the internal mechanisms on all of your weapons.
What the?
Now, play nice, and perhaps I'll put your toys back together.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
It took us a long time to learn that our powers are related. Spider.
I outnumber you. Thank me later. Render me assistance. I'm everywhere. Healing for my friends.
First mission area is yours to capture now.
I have many faces.
This is just one of your tricks.
I still need you. A commendable effort.
Some sort of ancient ankh?
I have many faces.
Bogies incoming.
You are restored. Much better. You're quite welcome.
Enemy in our sights.
Your god is suffering.
That was the light I knew.
Moon Knight has set a trap. The more the merrier.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
I feel like myself again. I outnumber you.
Judge, jury, executioner!
Whoever they are. Spider mode.
Healing for my friends. I am a troll. I have many faces. I'm everywhere.
The area's almost yours.
Your powers are mine!
Against the world.
I never miss!
A gift from poetry.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Render me assistance. Everyone loves a trickster until the trick is played on them.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Hey, I'm watching you. Make one move I don't like, and I'm dropping you on the spot.
Ooh, a threat. How exciting.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
It is in the interest of all mutants that we succeed this day, and so we shall.
Whoever they are, they don't look.
Your god is suffering. Invigorating, no?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now. Capture the mission area!
Marking is ox.
Think about what you did.
Systems restoring. Control seized.
Just what the doctor ordered.
You know what to do, spiders?
An oak. Smash it. I have many faces. You are restored. Maria.
It seems we have company.
Fucking Hawkeye, dude.
Always come back.
Control lost.
One of Moon Knight's
I outnumber you.
I feel like myself again.
Us against the world.
I would turn around if I were you.
Man. Fucking Hawkeye, dude.
I'm doing this my way.
Need some healing. This oak must be
Judge,
destroyed.
jury, executioner!
The halfway point. That was just a
I am a true team player. Render me assistance.
Woo! Never miss.
us against the world. I needed that boost. You captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going. Or a dagger. Just compress the light.
Yeah, you're dead, Venom. Damn it.
The moon haunts you.
That was fucked up. He threw me out of the map.
Spider mode. Whatever that off was, is gone now.
And here we go again.
The area's almost yours.
Hold it, guys.
Co-op time.
Moon Knight has set a trap.
The more the merrier. I am a true team. Healing for my friends. Render me.
free. Okay. Some of these are cool. Definitely Loki whenever I get it. Yeah, that's cool. The big fucking horns. Or this one. I like the big horns. $11. Cool. How do you get this to raise up, huh? I don't think you get any of this stuff. Till later, huh? Storm. Oh, I have to have okay, so this is how you unlock the. This is a fucking cool card too. Maybe I should play a Storm for a little bit. Storm would be dope, because then I can unlock one card at least.
I am Groot.
Okay. How do you use sprays? G. Ooh. Let's see, I think I need to go. Shit. What?
Today I'm going to show you how you can heal teammates faster and more efficiently, achieve infinitely better aim almost instantly, as well as completely abuse the movement system in-game, all by changing a few hidden settings in Marvel Rivals.
Oh. Okay. I guess I'll show people that. Or, no, I'll just run it.
That you probably didn't even know existed. But before all of that gameplay related stuff, we're first of all going to take a look at a setting that I am baffled is setting correctly when you first load up Marvel Rivals, and it all is to do with communication. Gameplay, you know, shooting heads and doing this kind of stuff is very flashy and very good, but if you want to actually improve at this game, communication and teamwork are super important. Now, in this game, we have access to the ping wheel. It's our primary way, without using voice chat, of actually letting our team know what we're trying to do. So very important ones here. We've got need healing. If I'm low and I need heals, very, very important. We've got ultimate status to say I've got my ultimate ready, and that's all good. But wouldn't it be great if there were more of these? Well, there are. If you come into the settings and head over to your keyboard and then communication area, you'll see a setting in here called number of wheel sections, and then below it a bunch of different pings you can set up. Now by default here we have attack, ultimate status, retreat, and need healing, but there's also other ones here that look pretty useful. If we change this to 8 sections, it will automatically apply the first 8 in the list here, and we get access to some incredibly important pings that we didn't have before. You'll see we have all the ones we had on the top, bottom, left, and right, but we now have access to things like need help. So we can say, okay, I need help over here. Very, very useful. Another one I really, really like is group up. If I'm playing someone like Mantis and I've got my ult ready, I want to be able to say, group up, I have on my ultimate ready. Combining those two things together without ever needing voice chat, that should get the information across. I've got ultimate, come to me, let's fight together. It is insane that we do not have access to all 8 of these by default, so make sure you come in here and turn this on and improve your communication. Before we move on, I'm going to give a massive shout out to today's video sponsor, Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus. Tacticus is a mobile turn-based strategy game that really gives you the full-on battlefield gameplay from the Warhammer 40,000 series in the palm of in the app stores. Tactical code on screen. And until January 1st, you can also use my code HAPPYDECK to grab yourself 2,000 gold and 50 Blackstones in-game. The next thing I'm going to change today is absolutely crucial for all of you tank and DPS players, but it's also going to be a massive help to the support players on your team. You'll see by default that when you play support, you get access to seeing all of your teammates' health bars, which is really, really good. It gives you access to know who do I need to heal, who's getting low, how do I need to play. Annoyingly though, when you change to a DPS or a tank, so let's just change to Star-Lord, for example, you don't have access to your teammates' health bars. You might think, why do I need to see my teammates' health bars? They're just going to get in the way. Well, a lot of how you play Marvel Rivals is about timings and understanding from your teammates what kind of position they're in. Is my tank low and about to die? If that's the case, probably shouldn't go in. Is my support getting dove and needs my help and is really, really low health and so I need to turn around? Or is he actually just, you know, a Jeff the Shark and he's running away and he's absolutely fine? Without seeing people's health bars, you have no idea about any of this and you're playing basically blind. However, we can turn this on. I'm just going to let my bots, unfortunately, lose this position. Come over to keyboard, then combat, and then all heroes. You can scroll down and turn allied health bars from default, which means support only, to on. Now what happens is I gain full access to all of those. We can turn this on. I'm just unfortunately lose this position. Come over to keyboard, then combat, and then all heroes. You can scroll down and turn allied health bars from default, which means support only, to on. Now what happens is I gain full access to all of those health bars. So all of those problems I've just listed, whether you're playing tank or DPS, you just get so much more access. I can see this Thor. Okay, he's still full health. He's still fine. He's still fine. He's getting a bit lit, but he hasn't taken too much damage. If I didn't have the health bar there, I might have thought he was actually lower than he was. I can see here, I'm looking at my Jeff. Is he okay? He's half health. Okay, no, now he needs my help. Now he's low. If I didn't have the health bar on, I would have no idea about that information. So a very important one, go and turn this on right now. The next setting today is all about aim, and it specifically applies to any heroes in the game that have access to different weapons or abilities that change your field of view. Now, the two main ones that this applies to are Punisher with his turret. When you jump on the turret, you get a slightly constricted field of view. It's kind of similar to when you're just running around. And the other one it applies to, more obviously, is Black Widow. So when we're running around normally, we have our normal wide field of view, and when you scope in, you get a very small field of view. Now, by default, the way the game handles zooming in or constricting that FOV through using the sniper or the turret is it tries to keep your sensitivity the same in terms of how much you're turning, your character's turning. So if I'm aiming at this bot here, and then I turn to look at this bot, it will try and make it so that the amount I need to turn to go back when I'm scoped in is the same. But this is going to feel weird because, as you can see, the distance between the bots on my screen increases when I scope in. You'll see at the moment he's a certain distance away on my screen from the other bot, the one on the left over here. But when I scope in, he's now much further away. He's far nearer the edge of my screen. So it doesn't feel right. Hopefully that makes sense. So what we want to do to improve our muscle memory is, instead of having it align such that we have the same amount of degrees turned, we instead align it so that it's the same amount of distance traveled on your screen. Once again, hopefully that makes sense. The way we can do this is come to your settings, go to keyboard and then combat, and then in all heroes, next to that, you'll see change heroes. You can come in here and select Widow if you want, or you'll just have the hero you have selected here. Click here and scroll down to the hero settings area, and you'll have an ADS, horizontal and vertical sensitivity. All you need to do, no matter what you're playing on, is change this to 0.37 for both of these. 0.37, okay? Then you can come out of this, and what you'll find now when you scope in is the sensitivity feels far lower, but it's much easier for me to get on heads because it feels the same kind of sensitivity in terms of how far I'm traveling as when I'm scoped out. Initially, it might feel a little bit slow, but as you get used to it, you'll find that your muscle memory will just take over and it will feel natural. Now, the same thing goes for Punisher. However, the number we need to put in is slightly different because the FOV constrict. Both of these, 0.37.
Hopefully. Okay.
Okay, then you can come out a little bit slow. It is slow. Then we're going to go small amount. So for him, once again, you're going to come to settings. Then we're going to go, if we just click to all heroes first, then we can click on Punisher. Come down to turret state, horizontal and vertical, and change both of these to 0.9. Only needs to be a slight bit less because it's only a small amount of FOV constricted. And change both of these to 0.9. Only needs to be a...
Okay. Turret.
Slight bit less because it's only a small amount of FOV constricted. But once again, it's the same thing when I jump on the turret, I feel like I can flick to enemies pretty well. Okay? And we're nicely lined up. So overall, we've ended up with far better aim on these two heroes, so go and change that now. Now, the next setting I'm going to be recommending you change today is one you may have heard of, and it's specific to our Spidey pals, Venom and Spider-Man, but a lot of people don't really explain it too well. It's all to do with the swing ability that these guys have. By default in the game, if I look, for example, and say, okay, you know what? I want to put my web here. You'd expect that when I aim at this post, that's where my web's going to go. Let's see what happens. Now, you probably saw there, it attached up on this top bit here, which kind of threw me off where I was actually trying to go. I mean, let's do it again. Let's look over here, and then, okay, I want to aim right here. Oh, no, it's gone above where I picked. Why would it do that? Well, let me show you. What you need to do is come over to your settings, then keyboard, and then combat. Make sure you select Venom, either from the heroes list or by clicking the button next to the All Heroes button. Scroll down, and you'll find a setting that is on by default called Easy Swing. Turn this off. I've had some people say that they don't like how this feels, and it's simply because they haven't put the time in with it. If I now do the same experiment and I want to put my web right on the... I've had some Easy Swing. Turn this off. I've had some people say that they don't like how this feels, and it's simply because they haven't put the time in with it. If I now do the same experiment and I want to put my web right on the corner of this sign and I activate it, now my web goes precisely where I aim it every single time. What this means is that you will have to put in a little bit more effort into your swings. You can no longer just run forward under. This means it's simply because they have this button. Scroll down and you'll find a setting that is on by default called Easy Swing. Turn this. That time it tried to hook me onto this bit of the wall rather than up here. Exact same thing goes for Spider-Man. I might want to land a big ult on a bunch of people pushing the cart or something. I don't get access to that with Easy Swing on, so go and turn it off, get used to how it feels, and you'll become a much better player. So next up, back in the practice range, we're going to be taking a look at a must-change setting for every support in the game that will completely revolutionize how efficiently you can heal. So in Marvel Rivals, the most important thing for a support to know is, are my heals landing on my teammates? Especially for a hero like Luna Snow, where you have these free fire heals, which are literally like you're clicking the heads of your teammates rather than of your enemies. And they put an audio cue in the game, which is very handy to have. It means that when I left click, you can hear that kind of that healing sound. You guys all know what I'm talking about. But wouldn't it be nice if there was some sort of visual cue as well that wasn't too invasive? Well, there is. It's just hidden in the settings. So come into your settings. Once again, you're going to go to combat under keyboard and then find your hero settings. We're going to go and change to Luna Snow. In here, we have a setting called healing reticle feedback, which is off by default. I don't know why. Please turn this on. Then when you come back and you see we start healing this bot over here, there's now a visual indicator around my crosshair to tell me visually you are landing your heal. You have not missed it. You're not relying on an audio cue in situations where you've got different people throwing their ults off and loads of stuff happening in the background. You're just able to rely completely visually to know you're landing heals on people. It's also handy because if you're shooting a teammate which is full health, you don't get the visual. So you know, oh, I'm laying heals into someone who's full health. I need to switch to someone else. The most important thing to know here is you have to do this for all of your support heroes. So if I come over to Cloak and Dagger, for example, and I start healing these two bots, you'll see that I don't have the visual indicator anymore. It's because the settings are for each hero individually. So you have to come back in here, change from Luna Snow, for example, to Cloak and Dagger, scroll down into Hero, and here you have healing reticle feedback, same as on Luna. Turn that on, come back, and now I have the visual indicator. Yes, we have access to the audio, but the visual is such a nice accompaniment that will make you a better support in general. Now, the final setting today is going to be all about improving the wall climbing, wall running mechanics in the game. There are 4 heroes, I believe, who have access to the wall running. You've got Jeff and Rocket, 2 of the supports here. Super important to get better at the wall running because it's a lot of how you can stay alive and be so annoying. Just really, really hard to kill. And then you've got Spider-Man and Venom, who both have access to the wall climbing and wall running as well. By default, the way that this works in this game, if we switch to Rocket, is that you jump on the wall and you'll run in the direction of the key that you are pressing. The biggest problem with this, I have found, is that you are kind of constricted as to what directions you can run in, especially on a keyboard. I can run up, left, down, right, or the diagonals, because on a keyboard, you've got limited directions you can run in. Instead, we can completely change how this works, and this one is a big one. If you come into settings, once again, you'll have to change to the specific hero that you're playing for this. So for example, we're on Rocket, so we'll come over to him. Scroll down, and there's a setting here called Direction of Wall Crawling. Currently, this says advance vertically upwards. What we want to do is change this to the other option, advance towards crosshair. So what happens now is pretty self-explanatory. We now run in the direction of our crosshair. So we can go on walls and we can become incredibly slippery. This really does make you really hard to hit. The amount of times I've played Jeff the Shark and just done stuff like this around point on walls to get away from enemies. People already hate Jeff enough, but if you put this setting on and then you play Jeff, people are gonna hate you. Once again, we can show the same thing on, let's look at Venom. It's just the same thing. You are in complete control. You're able to run around, jump off, slam. It's so much better than the default settings. So make sure you go and change that. So with all those settings we've covered today now dialed in, you should be seeing instant improvements in your gameplay and communication. If you want to see more of these kind of videos from me on Marvel Rivals or game optimizations, then please do subscribe to the channel down below. And right now, before you leave, go and click this video. This will give you a full rundown of the best NVIDIA control panel settings for any PC game, not even just Marvel Rivals, to get improved performance, lower latency, and overall a better time gaming.
Whether you play tank, DPS, or support in Marvel Rivals, you are making vital mistakes that's costing you games and
today I'm going to show you
Marvel Rivals is a very fast-paced game with a lot of action always happening, tons of ultimates going on. Not entirely be the reason for it. And if you know me from my Monster Hunter videos, this is the type of content that a lot of viewers look forward to, so let's dive deep into some of the biggest changes that you can make to improve your experience. Now before we start talking about crosshairs and how to improve your aim with a few settings and tweaks, I want to recommend you all to change this one setting, and that has to do with the HUD widget size. By default, this is the size of all of your HUD elements, and you can change it to make a little bit smaller if you want to, like this, though me personally, I would recommend you all to change it all the way to large. It doesn't make a huge difference, but it allows you to better track your cooldowns with a really quick glance at the screen, and it doesn't take a lot of real estate out of the HUD, so I think it's just better to have this setting set to large scale, as it is going to be more valuable for you. Now another very important setting is of course going to be your crosshair. By default, you're going to get this very wonky reticle that I personally just hate, though thankfully you're able to change it, and you're actually even able to assign different crosshairs for different characters if you want to, though I would recommend you to keep the same one across all characters. Now if you come here, you can change from having this to just having a circle, changing it to crosshairs, just having this dot, or having this circle with the crosshairs around it, and of course you can disable this animation, which I would recommend everyone to do, and there really is a lot that you can change. You can pretty much remove the dot, make it as small as you want to, increase the width of the crosshairs like this, change the size of the outline, and even totally change the color of your crosshairs. Me personally, I like to always keep it green or maybe purple, kind of like this. So if you want to copy my settings for my crosshairs, this is everything that I have. I have, though of course you should try to change it to tailor it to your preferences. And as I told you early on in the video, the reason why you're missing your shots in Marvel Rivals, even though it feels like you should be hitting your shots, is for a very simple reason. Now for one, keep in mind that this game, because of the third-person action camera, you should make sure that you slightly tweak your aim always to the right of the enemy, because as you can see from this clip right here, whenever I shoot to the left of the enemy's head, I am clearly missing. However, if I shoot to the right of the enemy's head, even though it looks like I am missing, it's actually counting as if all of my shots are landing. So this is very important for you to nail down. But that's not it, because Marvel Rivals has built-in mouse acceleration. It's a setting that is known to not be very reliable, as it is going to automatically adjust your sensitivity higher or lower depending on how fast you are moving your mouse. And sadly, the game does not have an option to turn this setting off, but there is a way for you to turn this off in the game's files. Do not worry, this is a very simple process which I'm going to be showing you. Open up the game files by going to the destination on screen.
Oh man. Let's dive into it, I guess. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. Fine. Username. Yeah. I don't see app data in there. Okay, well, this isn't where it's at. That's probably because I have it all on Steam. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Marvel Rivals now.
That is app data local Marvel saved config windows, and there you're going to find a text file that you're going to need to change. App data local Marvel saved config windows. And there you're going to find a text file that you're going to need to change.
Yeah. If I just you're
going to need to change.
Game user settings. Oh God. Copy. Shit. I don't know where that is. There's an entire C drive for it. I don't know about that. I have to find that one later because that's
Simply enter this script at the very bottom of the notepad and make sure that you save before you close it. And once you do, go into the file's properties by right clicking it and
I figured it'd be in Steam, but it's not. Yeah, like where I would go. Straight up here. Program. Go to Steam. I have to look this. Yeah, settings, devices, mouse. Okay. To settings, to devices, mouse. Well, I don't know where to do
set
that.
it to read only. And once you go back into Marvel Rivals, you're going to feel like you're going to be landing a lot more shots because this unreliable setting that is mouse acceleration has been turned off. Hopefully the devs do something about this and you don't need to go into the game's files to actually change it. Now, one key setting that you definitely want to change is by going here into the combat mix. You're going to want to make sure that you select the focus setting, as this is going to change the way that sound works in the game by muting a lot of the sounds that are there just for the immersive experience, such as music in the background, the wind passing through you, the birds. Going to change, as this is going to change the way that to the combat mix. you're going to want to make sure that you select the focus setting, as this is going to change the way that sound works in the game by muting a lot of the sounds that are there just for the immersive experience, such as music in the background, the wind passing through you, the birds chirping. All of that is going to get reduced. And instead, the game is going to put a lot more emphasis on spatial audio feedback. That is, everything that is related to combat, if an enemy is nearby you, if you're being shot at, all of that is going to get a lot more focus and is going to allow you to identify any nearby enemies a lot more easily. And given how much visual and audio noise there can be in the game, especially with everyone spamming ultimates in a big fight, a setting like this can really make a big difference. Then you have the hit indicator volume. This is going to change the volume of whenever you hit an enemy, so I would encourage you to bump it up to maybe 5, and the material layer volume, which is the different sound effects that you get whenever you hit enemies that have different materials. For example, Groot, you get a very distinct sound effect whenever you hit him. I would personally reduce this a little bit because it's not that important. And out of all of these other sound effects, I like to slightly increase the healing sound effect, both when I am healing other allies or when I am being healed. I also like to increase the damage volume all the way to the maximum so that I can more quickly react whenever I'm getting shot at, as the human brain tends to react faster to sound than to image. And I personally also bump down the announcer volume all the way down. Now this setting is also extremely important, and I think that everyone should enable it, as it is disabled by default, and that is announce when a teammate is KO'd. These two settings are quite simply going to give you a unique sound cue whenever one of your teammates is KO'd or whenever an enemy is knocked out. And this is of course extremely important so that you are always aware of the status of everyone around you. So maybe you are playing someone like Psylocke, you are deep in the enemy backline, going for a flank, and maybe you get a kill or two. But as the third enemy approaches, you hear the sound effects of a lot of your allies being knocked out. Well, that would be the perfect cue, letting you know that maybe you should get the hell out of there before you are also knocked out as well. And it's also important to know whenever the enemy is KO'd, because if you are in a big push and your team gets 1 or 2 kills, that can allow you and your team to dive the rest of the enemy team, score a few more kills, and allow the objective to be pushed a lot more easily. And to further make sure that all of these sound effects are going to be crystal clear, and to get the biggest advantage possible, if you are playing with headphones, make sure to select headphones right here and enable the 3D enhancement, as this is going to give you a lot more spatial awareness and will allow you to track down the enemy's movements, know if they are behind a wall or in front of you before you even get a chance to see them. So this is another big advantage that you should definitely change. Now the following setting is one that I think a lot of people value, though it is going to be fairly subjective. If you come over here to the accessibility settings, not only are you able to enable colorblind mode, but you're also able to change the HP bars of your allies as well as your enemies. So maybe you prefer to keep it pink or purple, kind of like this, or you want to keep the colors by default, but maybe you prefer to change the HP bar from being white to green like this. Or what I think a lot of people are going to find useful is the shield HP bar, because you might be fighting an enemy and then you see them get a shield, and despite being an enemy, they're going to get a blue HP bar, which a lot of people tend to associate with an ally, but of course you can change it to a purple, for example, if that makes things easier for you. Again, this is all subjective. If that makes things easier for you. Again, this is all subjective. But I know there's some people that like to change the colors of their HUD. Me personally, I like to keep everything default, but at least you have this option. Now, a couple of other settings that you might want to change to increase your overall performance so that you can have a better experience with the game is by going over here into the display settings. You're going to want to change the anti-aliasing depending on your graphics card. So if you have an NVIDIA, you want the NVIDIA DLSS, and if you have an AMD graphics card, you want the AMD FSR. You can also turn on the frame generation stabilization mode, again depending on whichever graphics card you're using, and this is actually going to allow your game to stabilize a lot more, especially whenever there are Doctor Strange portals, which is the source for a lot of FPS issues for a lot of players. So try that out and see if your FPS is going to improve. Now another thing that you can do that I have seen especially the old Overwatch pros and streamers do is to turn down all of these settings. And I really do mean turn them down to low. When you do this, the game is of course going to look a lot worse, but by doing this you're going to be simplifying a lot of textures and even removing some foliage out of the way. That sometimes is going to allow you to more easily identify and spot an enemy, and even though it might not make a huge difference, it can actually impact some of your games. So it is up to you if you want to keep your graphics low and your game looking a little bit worse, with the trade-off being that you might occasionally get a kill or two out of it. Now the next few settings are regarding a few special hotkeys, how you can change them and how they're going to interact with different characters, as well as a few character specific settings that you definitely want to change to improve your experience. Now if you come over here into the keyboard settings, you can see that you're able to select one specific character, like let's take Iron Fist for example, and you can have some unique specific settings tied to them. But additionally you can also change the keybinds for this character alone. So for example, even though my reload key is set to the R button, Iron Fist does not have a reload, which means that if I wanted to, I could for example set it up so that my right click, the Dragon's Defense, becomes the R button, and that is not going to interfere with any of my reload settings for all of the other characters. So if I press the R key, I'm going to get my right click. Pretty simple. So for example, the F key that is very important for a lot of characters like Mantis, that gives her the self buff, that one is not present for, let's say, Psylocke or Magic. So I change it so that my F key becomes a melee attack. And the melee attack is actually very important for a lot of these characters like Psylocke, Magic, Black Panther and so many others, because they have a lot of one-shot combos that involve melee cancels. That is to say that whenever you do a left click, you can input a melee attack right after, and that is going to give you extra damage of course. So for example, for Magic a very simple one-shot combo would be this right here, and that involves the melee cancel that I talked about. So again, keep in mind that you can change some of these settings without actually overriding the keys that you use for different characters. That being said, as I explained before, some characters do get character specific settings that you definitely want to change. And one such character is Captain America. His sprint or his shift is by far one of the most important abilities that he has, and you pretty much always want to be in this state so that you can jump into the enemies, do the big dive. There's really no reason for you to not be running all of the time. So one setting that you can change with them is to remove the hold to dash to simply becoming a toggle. So if I press shift, the captain is always going to be running. Even if I stop and then I go back to sprinting, it's always going to be running. And if I want him to stop running, I simply press shift and he's back to regularly running like this. And another two characters that you probably already know you should change their settings are going to be Spider-Man and Venom. And that is regarding their web swing, because it becomes a lot better if you change one particular setting. By default with Spider-Man you're going to get the automatic swing, and by default with Venom you're going to have easy swing turned on. Make sure that you turn these off, because what these settings do is that, for example, if you're not targeting anything that you can swing to, the game is going to automatically grab anything and swing in that direction, and there's nothing. Yes, it does let you know that you are healing both. Shift, I'm going to come out of it. Because I have shift tied to my mouse button as well, I personally actually think that this is a better setting, because it allows you to be a lot more reactive, as you don't need to press another button to get out of it. You simply need to let go of the button you are on crosshair. If you keep holding W, the shark is simply going.
Okay, that's enough. Jesus.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I am Loki, god of mischief and the king of Asgard.
Yeah, well, it plays now. I'm probably gonna play better for sure.
Everyone loves a trickster until the trick is played on them.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong. King
Oh, what the hell? It didn't save. Oh.
And I shall, your unholiness, right after I have my time to rule.
That's annoying.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You have to stop them from securing the mission area.
All those goddamn settings.
You have my full. The more the merrier. Get in there. Render me assistance. I'm everywhere. I outnumber you. Invigorating, no? You're quite welcome. My step. I still need you. I am a true team player. You are restored. Enemies on approach. I outnumber you. Turn around, we're on your back. Powers of might! I'm gone. I have many faces. Get in there. You are restored. You have my full support. The more the merrier. I have many faces. You are restored. Render me assistance. You're quite welcome.
Too far.
Gather to meet. Thank me later. Healing for my friends. I triumph again. Assemble! Your powers are mine. We're in this together. Assemble!
15, one death. Fucking glorious.
I have many faces. Your god is suffering. Your powers are mine!
By the eye of Agamotto! Leave me, darkness!
I'm everywhere. Invigorating, no? 'Twas but a first. I outnumber you.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Nothing keeps me down for long. I outnumber you. I still want you. Healing for my friends. Your god is suffering. The more the merrier. Time to vanish.
Only 60 seconds left.
Get in there. You are restored. Never stood a chance.
Maximum arm and hatred! Magneto!
I have many faces. I'm gone. Your powers are mine!
By the eye of Agamotto!
I'm everywhere. Invigorating, no?
Hell yeah. Started getting, oh yeah, MVP 1821. What up, boys? I was kicking ass. I'll take that. That's a win right there. That's a huge win, guys. For me.
Okay, where's the crosshairs though? There. UI. Oh. Oh. I charged it last for you because it was dead. Turn off animation. And then use regular crosshairs, man. And I like green. Yeah. Yo, you sharing your blanket with him. Nice. Dog, you don't need a blanket.
Welcome to the training ground. I'm Galacta, and I'm gonna guide you through the functions of each area.
I am accused of loving chaos. It is true.
Oh, the crosshair's smaller. Yeah, that's annoying. Smaller. Oh yeah, there we go. Uh-huh. No, pinpoint. Pinpoint. %.
I would knit the dimensions back together if it were within my power. Enemy in front of us! I'm opening a portal. Pentagram of Parala. The winds of Watum blow fair this day.
Alright. Alright. That was a good time.
I'm gonna chill. I got settings to where I want them now, I think.
Alright.